right, and we are live. Hello, you all, and welcome back to Rollers of Actually, welcome back. We are the Rollers of Fate.
We know
Well,
who we are.
yep, you know who we are. Yeah, the Suboptimals. And today we'll be playing a modified version of Curses Strat, Dining in Barovia.
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 We're
No,
in Aura.
Aura.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Aura.
Aura.
Yeah,
Welcome
yeah,
to
Aura.
Aura,
Yeah,
Are we gonna have this discussion every
inspiration
time, please?
a world that is
for
barely
everyone.
alive.
Bas, do you want to join us on
He's
anything?
probably
Or you-
saying it. He's saying it.
he's
He's on
saying
mute.
on mute.
He's
Yeah.
saying it.
Sorry, yeah, I'm just with the little one. Alright, Barovia.
Thank you,
Just
guys.
Castle Ravenloft.
Did inspiration today as well, surprisingly.
Oh no, I always get nervous when you give us extra. You give us extra points. Why?
Hmm.
For no reason at all.
Mhm.
All right, but this is all about you because this is your story and the tale of the outsiders, and who better than the outsiders themselves? Please, guys, could you introduce yourselves and your character? Starting with you, maybe whoever wants.
But the king should go first.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm
I
Martin. I'm
agree.
playing Real. Used to be a Vidalkin. Now he's a reborn currently wizard. Currently the king of Darkon, although nobody listens to him. And yeah, I'll pass it to Mo.
Hi, my name is Mo. I'm playing Cabal Bloodhunter Goliath. The person that spoke just before me is all a lie. He's not a king, especially in this place. But yeah, and we're in a strange land, strange world, and I'm sure who I'm going to pass it on to will tell you more about it. On to you, Neil.
Yes, my name is Neil. I'm playing Lilith Starflower, who is a Warforged cleric of the grave, and she is back home. And from what we learned in the last session, it's a bit of wasteland in the area that we're in, but I don't know. Maybe we might have a little poke around. Maybe we won't. And yeah, the first person, there's definitely, we don't have a king at the moment. That person's a liar.
Yeah.
And I'll pass it on to Tom.
Oh, hi. Thanks. Hi, everyone. I'm Tom. I'm playing Sway Silverspear, and I'm a Phantom Rogue. And for whatever reason, I woke up today with one of those trinkets in my heart. I hope I won't be crushing them in my sleep. And that's it. I'm going to pass it on to Bart.
Hey guys, I'm Baz. I'm playing Bloodwick Turtle. And for once, turning good again. He is on the path to goodness.
yes, definitely is. You're doing very well. All right. So thanks for all of you for introducing yourselves. I am Cisco Blanco. I'm your storyteller and chaos coordinator, and I will be playing everyone else that pops by. And Mo, I pass it on to you for some announcements.
Thank you, Cisco. Yes, if you have not been to our channel and not seen any of our episodes before, you can go to our YouTube channel at Rollers of Fate D&D, where you can find this campaign, our Tuesday campaign, Candlekeep Mysteries, and our Wednesday campaign, Eye of Observation, and any of our one-shots there. So please go check it out. Follow, subscribe, tell people where to find us, and families and everyone to join us in our story. If anyone wants to send us any fan arts or anything like that, please, you can send it to rollersoffatednd@gmail.com. And we have a Twitter channel, which is at FateDND, where you can catch up-to-date news about D&D and about our channel too. Finally, this channel, there might be some things that may be you may find you're not comfortable with. You can just step away, and hopefully by the time you come back, we'll probably moved on by then. So viewer discretion is advised. And I think that's about it. Let's jump into Aura. Back to you, Cisco.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And thank you, Mo, again. And now, thanks also to all of you who are here playing with me today, and to everyone who's tuning in. Please make yourselves comfortable and settle in as we are about to dive into the mist of Ravenloft. In a weeping shrine within Aura's heart, greed and envy were torn apart. Heroes' mighty destinies partially fulfilled, no more fun when you are killed. Previously, the Outsiders ended Strahd and captured his soul in a relic retrieved from the past. The timeline was altered and yet afterwards rectified. Now, our heroes have traveled to Darkon to stop the destruction brought by a golden star that appeared in the domains of Dread when Asalin Rex escaped. This star absorbs the souls of the departed, turning them into zombies. In the Temple of the Inevitables, harried by Karsus' vision, the group and Rudolf van Richten overcame traps, hostile creatures, and twisted deities, finding the cannon-armed Juggernaut and destroying the Warforge-making device. In the prayer site of Karsus, through another vision, the heroes revive Cyanthra Sunrose major life events, from becoming the protector of the Oathbreaker Helm to defeating Vegnine's Sigil. Shortly after, the group entered the planar gate that led to the shrine within the depths of Aura, finding there Cyanthra, fearless fighting Adolf Blinsky and the Kola. Despite the Outsiders' aid, Cyanthra was executed and the helm removed. Yet, using time magic, Real repossessed the holy relic and passed it on to Lilith, who sacrificed some health to attune to it instantly, unleashing a cataclysmic smite upon the enemies. Sway, Dexter's Sunsword attack wounded deeply, whilst Cabal Blood Spear slashed through flesh like butter. All the Outsiders together, fighting in perfect synchrony, slowly weakened Blinsky until he was too weak to keep going. Then the Toymaker attempted to teleport away, but was stopped and soon after annihilated by Saphira's primal sunburst. Bloodwick, who valiantly chose to fight alongside the team instead of focusing on the stolen compass that cost his captain and crew their lives, angrily hurt whilst in and out of consciousness as the caller accepted defeat and Domain shifted away, promising to return to take back the helm and kill the party when least expected. Afterwards, Lilith used Raised Dead on Cyanthra, and in return, she gave her a boom and explained her that now you will live forever, she will live forever, and will never be able to remove the helm off. And with that realization that no more hairdressers for Lilith, we continue a story here. As you are still after the storm now in the forgotten Verdant Shrine of Karsus, past the gate between walls, you are in Aura's core in an underground cavern where impossible trees and vegetation surrounds a white altar displaying Karsus iconography. You loot it, finding a few bits and bobs, and Van Richten is also with you. So I leave it to you guys.
How do we is there a portal to send us back? Is it still open?
Imagine
door's
we
still
go
there.
the same way we came in.
Right. Should we just leave? Should we go?
I mean, as I'm here, do you mind if we go and have a look around?
Sorry to give you the bad news, but as I looked out there was literally nothing to see. Unless...
You looted the temple of Karsus?
What? No.
No. I'm just going to stay away from you. Just waiting for the peal of thunder and the lightning that's going to smite you.
What? Smite me?
Are you okay, Real?
Yeah, I'm just really tired.
Yeah, you're flopping around everywhere.
I feel
Sorry,
really
just-
lethargic and I need to sleep. Even though I don't sleep, but you know what I mean.
No, well, what do you want to see, Lilith? What do you want to show us? Are we close to your home?
I imagine we're not too far away.
All right.
Maybe a few hours trek.
Well,
Yep.
I guess you know this place
Um,
better than anything, and maybe you should lead the way.
As you are talking as well, Bloodwick and Sway, how
Mhm.
you reacting after the fight? What is in your mind? Let's start with you, maybe Sway. How is Sway feeling after the fight? What is there?
Yeah, I think
I just sleep.
Yeah, you notice as you look to the side, you see Real is just about to fall asleep.
oh god, I'm so jealous now. Yeah, I think we should just like quickly check if there is no. I would like to scout the way we would go if there is no traps around or something,
Okay.
and kind of
As-
to think about and recover after the fight.
Yeah, perfect. So you start looking around. You make a investigation
Some
check
kind of danger.
or perception. Yeah, you
Because
start
looking at
looking.
real is a good time. Kind of maybe we should little bit take a breather, but we should check first if there is no other dangers around.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Perfect. You can, while you're doing that, all of you can roll for hit die if you want to take a short rest while this is happening, while you're having this conversation. As you are looking around, go ahead and make that perception or investigation check as the camera moves towards you, Bloodwick. How is Bloodwick feeling?
Oh no, investigation. Why I didn't roll investigation? Is
Or
higher.
perception, or whichever.
Well,
But
roll
how is
perception.
sure, we'll get back to you in a sec. Bloodwick, how are you feeling after the fight? What is in your mind, and how is Bloodwick reacting to the situation?
Bloodwick's confused and upset and angry that what's his name again got away. Color,
The color, yeah.
the color got away. Who killed? Well, what I think has killed my pirate team and captain and so on. As I saw the compass in his hands, and I let him get away.
You do actually remember, as you kind of like realize now this, you actually remember seeing a tiefling dressed in fine clothing, kind of with a long mustache and beard. And for a second, you think to yourself, this tiefling looks like the colors disguise in Ravenloft, but in a tiefling form. And you never click on that second instance thing before. You remember going on the port, kind of like completely freaking out, asking for help, and this tiefling passing by, smiling and said, "Oh, don't worry, I'm sure everything will be okay," and just walking away. And as he smiled, that glint on his teeth and fangs, for a second you think, fuck, that was him. But while you are having those memories, Sway, as you start looking around the place itself,
Mhm.
you roll a fate roll, actually.
I should have rolled I don't know why I rolled perception when I was investigating, but that's what I rolled.
All right. So as you look and look, you just find a tiny toy on the floor. A last remnant. This toy resembles a monkey ragdoll, and it's kind of like looks quite floppy, you know, one of those made of soft cloth. And as you hold it in your hand for a second, you see the head of it just turns and smiles, and before you can before you can react, make a Constitution saving throw as a puff of poison kind of spreads around you, and the toy itself crumbles in your hand. So go ahead, make a con save, please.
Okay, natural one.
Okay. As you finish your rest, out of the sudden, ghostly voices start screaming in your ears, within your mind, and you see all the ghosts around you screaming in your face, and you get in a state where rolling your spirit stable, and at the same time you take sorry, one sec. You take 9 poison damage as well.
Okay, and
the rest of you actually notice, as you are conversing and resting in different places, patching your wounds and having some rations or whatever you're doing during your rest. Once it's finished, you realize that the gate behind you, the one you enter from, out of the sudden vanishes. And you notice that the altar itself seems to have opened as Sianthra is making a prayer there, and you see the statue itself moves back, and you see like a portal that looks like the one that just closed behind you, but now is on the statue on the altar there. And Sianthra looks at all of you and said, "Are you coming to Aura or what?"
We have things to do in Darkon. What? We can't just go.
I mean, we don't have to stay long. I have to check. I need to know what happened to my family or whatever is left of them now.
I mean, but people are dying and coming back as zombies, and we have to.
And if we go back to wherever you're taking us, we don't know how time works in here. And where are you even taking us? Is it dangerous? We are not fit to fight again.
I mean, it couldn't be a less dangerous place. This shrine, well, Lilith, I guess it's time you knew, but there is more shrines of Karzos. They are all connected by a network, and us, who are the chosen ones, who are able to open these gates. This one itself actually goes to a forest, an ancient forest, the Forest of Sol. It's not far from my family's settlement, a few miles away. Lilith, make a intelligence check at advantage. Or wisdom check. Whichever one you prefer.
All right, that's a natural one.
Okay, luckily it's an advantage. Okay. With a 23, strikes you. This is like, wow, the Forest of Sol. How coincidental is that? You know perfectly that place. This is where your master lives with her best friend Zeltan and Clinton they have a house in the Forest of Salt. That's where, last you know, she was there. You remember she had another house, but after everything that happened, you remember that she moved to the Forest of Salt, to Clinton's boar farm, kind of like sanctuary. And I mean, your master is like a step away.
It's trying not to sound excited. Like just kind of a neutral face. You're like, yes, we should definitely go as soon as we can.
I mean, we don't have to stay. You guys can do your
that's
own thing.
fine, but how are we going to get back to Darkon?
Oh, there is only one gate can be open at the time, but you
So you can
Lilith,
open the one that you just closed. You can reopen it. We can come back here and
Yes.
you can reopen that.
Lilith can do it too. Now Lilith can do it easier than me even. She's the new champion and protector of the helm now.
I mean, I imagine that we need to rest, so we might as well do it here.
I mean, it's up
But-
to you. I can close the portal again. I could do with a little rest as well, or we can rest in the forest. I mean, Ora is pretty safe. It's a wonderful place, and Lilith, I'm sure Lilith will tell you.
Do we have any food here?
Unfortunately, I don't eat. She looks
Neither
kind
do
of
I.
like awkwardly.
Well,
It's fine. I don't eat either. It's fine.
well, I'm feeling
And,
very
uh,
hungry, and I'm sure Bloodwick will also pretty hungry as well. Perhaps the forest might be a good idea. We could hunt some creatures down.
Yeah, we can eat
Yeah.
that board that I mentioned. Right?
There's a boar.
Apparently, there's a board. We can eat it.
Boars are always
You
tasty.
bitch. I hate you so much. I can't believe you. Still, years after, everyone wants to eat my bar. Okay, forget about it. She will say, yes, that would be a good place to forest. To forest? Yeah, is that how it's
Forage,
called?
yeah.
Forage, yeah, forage. Yeah. To forage, the Forest of Soul is it's full of life and creatures and mushrooms and wonderful things.
All right.
But regarding the gates, Lilith, you just have to utter a prayer, the usual prayer, and concentrate on it. And as long as you know where you are going, not that you have to be there, actually have been there, just to know the location of the gates that you're going to, you can just think of that and concentrate. So now you know this one, and you know the one that we just came out of, and those are for you to open and close at will. I don't really understand how they open this gate. Only a follower or someone who is being given a gift by Karsus is able to open it. Do any of you have a clue on how could that have happened?
I don't know. Blinsky had a weird connections inside his machine.
Lilith, you actually know how it happened. that's up to you how to explain it or not. You can keep it for yourself.
Yeah.
But you know that by you giving your dark gift, you actually made it possible.
So Lilith will say that the caller is able to get here because I gave that power to him. Not because I wanted to, or because I wanted any of this to happen, but we were in a situation where most of these guys were going to die, and the price to save everyone was giving Kothuf's gift.
You see, she kind of looks towards you. For a second, you can see that she's thinking in her mind. You see her brow kind of very white, complexion like almost ashy at this point, like almost covered in dust constantly. She looks at you and said, well, I guess it's too late to go back now. You have the helm and you are the protector of the helm, but what you did is a big problem now. So you better find a way to get rid of that fiend before he ruins it all.
Yeah.
I guess he's not aware of this gate, but once he knows all more gates, he won't be able to sense them though. But you should keep this information to yourself.
Okay. Do you reckon because he's got the gift of Carthus, he'll be able to communicate with him? With Carthus?
Potentially. I don't know to what extent his connection with Karsus is now, but it feels like his power. I saw him healing. I've never seen a thing healing before. In a way, he was using like divine magic. Like you said, now it all makes sense, but he was very powerful as well.
That was one of the abilities of the gift that Carthus had given, along with that form he was in.
Oh well. I hope it's all gonna be okay. She kind of like sighs and looks down.
As long as we're here, do you know like any shops where we can like buy items like, you know, for our spells or material components?
You mean in Aura? In the
Anywhere,
forest?
yeah. Sure, anywhere with a gate close by, I guess.
I mean, there is a settlement, a few settlements around, not far from the forest, a few miles away. Perhaps you could find them there. Sure.
I mean, it shouldn't be a big problem for a king, right?
Well, I'm not in my kingdom right now because I follow you guys to
Okay.
like, save
Oh,
the day.
you're a king, your majesty, she kind of genuflects.
He
Yes.
is not a king. No, he is not.
I will show her my crown.
It
And then
is fake. He thinks
I
he is a
said,
king.
yeah, I'm the king of Darkon. Is a realm.
She looks at
Past
your
the
crown and stares at it. What? She kind of like straight away holds her kind of looking weapon, like some kind of branding weapon, and you see she kind of like illuminates in radiant. It's Asalin Rex! Can you not see he's wearing the crown? And she kind of gets ready to strike you, pretty much.
This is Darkalos Rex's crown now. Asalin is dead.
What?
Or maybe-
Darkalos? What is happening? She kind of like shines back down again.
Asalin created copies, and I guess I got one of the copies. Like, so I'm sharing my body with him, or I don't know how to say it.
There were 3 copies, I believe. The good, the bad, and then the ugly.
I'm obviously the good.
And you are the good, right? I guess.
Well, not me.
You're not
I mean,
ugly.
I am real, but Darkalos is part of me now. It's like a symbiont that, you know.
She asks too many questions. That could be a problem. You hear in your mind.
Not remember our deal. We are going to be good. It's fine. See, she already powered down her weapon.
Are you okay? She looks at you
Yeah,
as
yeah,
like
sorry.
looking at her but not talking.
I just spaced out for a second. You know, I'm really tired. But yeah.
You guys are, I don't know, I guess I'm too old to understand the young people of today, but you are a handful of a group, aren't you? But powerful. What you did was impressive.
I don't know about impressive. You seem to be managing those 2 by yourselves. For quite a bit of time. That's quite impressive in itself.
Well, I have devoted years, so many years of my life to Karsus, and he has been kind to me. But being the wielder and protector of the helm has had a toll on me. You will understand one day. Hopefully things will be different for you, but this helm, Lilith, is like candid for evil, if you know what I mean.
I think I understand.
That's why eventually I just couldn't deal with it anymore, and that's why I ended up here. Every evil asshole around tried to attack me to take it off. So many problems. Vecna. Damn. I mean, the nameless one, Jesus. Or Rexus. He
He's
was
off the-
fixated on the helm. Obsessed with it. Until we got rid of him. But he's gone, so we have nothing to worry about.
He's gone for now.
Right.
Shall we get going? Real looks like he could collapse at any moment.
Yeah. All right. Is your friend okay? Actually, we forgot to mention that Julia. I'm sorry, Julia. Julia couldn't join us today. She will be joining us last week. As they speak to Safira, Safira seems to be rather exhausted as well, and you see that she's kind of lost on thought. Yes, I'm okay. Safira replies to her. It's just been quite a day, so I look forward to go to the forest. That's what I feel best at. So yeah, let's go. We are lady.
I mean, you killed Blitzky, so you must feel better because he was quite evil.
Yeah, I feel stronger somehow. Like, I don't know. Like I gain more experience after this. Don't you guys feel like that sometimes randomly?
I mean, I'm already so powerful, I don't really notice the difference, but sure, a little bit more.
Must be a nature thing then.
I've experienced many things, so to me, everything seems. I expect everything. Nothing excites me.
Fair enough. I mean, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Who are you asking?
The answer says to you. You seem quite battle worn.
I guess a Goliath's age.
I mean, technically he's like 2 months old because
Out of
he died
character,
and he resurrected.
as far as I have on my notes, you were like 40 something, like on the
45.
late 40s,
Yeah,
like a beautiful young age, you know, like a child.
As a Goliath, I believe 40, around my age, mid 40s. So yes, I have been around for a while.
Yeah, you as well. You have one of those faces like you are a celebrity. She says to Van Richten. Van Richten goes like, "Oh, no, that's so great. I'm not a celebrity. I written many books and I'm well known everywhere in the domains, but I'm definitely not a celebrity." She kind of looks at him like, kind of raises one eyebrow looking at you. So, a king, celebrity. Okay, sure. Can we go, please?
Yeah.
Let's go shopping.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, that's the roll for. Oh, amazing. Yeah, thank you. I was going to ask you actually that I forgot to ask you last time when you used it. All right, so outsiders, is everyone willing and ready to go through this gate? You will see that Van Richten will say, "Oh, Aura. That sounds good. Sure. We cannot be long, right? We're only gonna stay there for how long, Lilith?"
Maybe a day, maybe less. Go there, come back.
Maybe
Alright.
one night just to recover a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds fine. Yes, I have left Drudzilla and Piccolo, my monkey, back in the inn. in Rebales, so they are looking after them, so it should be okay. But I don't like to be away from my pets for so long. But let's go.
Do you have any way of going back by yourself if we wouldn't, like, you can travel the mist, right?
Well, I kind of do from domains that I know of, but this
Okay.
is not really a domain, so please
No,
don't leave me there. I have a lot of things still to complete, and don't just.
Can I look around and see if his son is still around him?
As you look around for a second, you do see his son around.
Mhm. I'll just nod to
You
him.
see this kind of young version of himself, kind of like all in like blue, kind of like you will imagine like a classic ghost to look like, and he's kind of like sitting next to him on legs crossed on the floor.
Yeah, Jedi ghost.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
pretty much. He kind of looks at you, makes eye contact, and kind of like shrug his shoulders.
Okay. Let's go.
He kind of like goes, yeah. He makes an okay symbol, the ghost as well, and he stands at the same time exactly that his father does. And Sway, Bloodwick, Sway, you, once the poison effect has passed, what happened to you with your spirit stable, actually?
Oh no, I probably got scared of the doll before it explodes. Kind of like once it sprays the poison, and the first thing I see, I'm scared of it and try to run off. So I would probably drop the doll before it explodes and run off, tripping my head off in a corner of the cave. Well, no one realizes.
It's like one of those scenes from the new Batmans, you know, like where, like he's
exactly.
with a ragdoll. The doll is kind of like shouting in your head, "I will kill you all!" with this kind of Blinsky's voice, kind of thing, and you are like there for a while, and then you see all like happening, but you are too scared, just like a child, you know, to react. But then at this point, as you see everyone standing up, you actually feel a new ghost that actually holds your hand. You never seen this ghost or never have noticed before. He looks like a young man, just like Van Richten, and he actually helps you to stand up. This ethereal blue ghost. And he looks at you. He doesn't speak, and he said, "Come." Like he signs to you with a hand like that.
Well, I guess I go. I follow.
Few other ghosts. Asshole. One of them insults you, the other one, "Who is this? You are not one of us. Get out of here." Oh, yeah, they're like arguing all around you. And as you all go through the gate, you hear like once more, like you feel this before every time you travel through gates. It feels like when you are in an airplane very high in the air and it drops down, you know, this kind of feeling in your stomach kind of pushing upwards, and like, almost feels like you are gonna be sick. I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw. I forgot last time. As you travel through the gate.
Can't save. Okie dokie.
Right. Okay.
Of course, I failed because I still feel a little bit sick from the poison. Right?
All right. Bloodwick, and you, Cabal, as well as Van Richten, seem to be holding it quite well. But the rest of you, let me just see. Yeah. Okay. So the rest of you, as you land in this place, I'll just roll for Claudio. Yeah, Claudio's fine. You kind of like vomit on the floor as you see that you are in another shrine, exactly the same looking statue, like this white depiction of a lady that you do know, Lilith, that this is meant to be Karsus as well. He's genderless, and sometimes he's represented as a lady, sometimes represented as a man. It depends on the version of it. And these two scales, she's holding like a metal kind of looking scales, but it's all made of stone. Actually, it's a statue, so it's like the whole thing. And surround you, you see a huge lush forest, amazing large ancient trees, vegetation, the nature itself is thriving here. It's kind of daytime, the sun is really strong in your skin, even through the canopy and the leaves of the trees that kind of cover almost the entirety of the place. However, far in the distance you see some kind of clearing, and the Anthra as well vomits in the moment she goes past, surprisingly. And she says, "Oh, so here we are." Mo, actually, I'm gonna have to use you a few times with details from Aura that I'm not 100% if I remember correctly. Is it only one sun on Aura, or and moons? Actually, I couldn't figure that
There is
out
one
from my
sun,
notes.
but there are 3 moons.
3 moons, yeah. I thought it was 3 moons. Yeah, okay, that. I got that right. Okay, and it's just a normal looking sun, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for you guys who are watching, just so for you to understand why the players, well, some of the players are excited about it. We actually ran a campaign that was called the World of Aura. That Mo was our DM on this game that lasted a few years, and it was a sensational story with these characters who we will be meeting today. So I will need help from all of you. Maybe some details I forgot. So get those notes ready, guys, because I might ask you random questions sometimes. Okay. So yeah, you see this forest. What do you guys do? Lilith, you actually remember this shrine. You have been to this shrine before.
Oh, okay.
This was the shrine where Vanya used to come with you to pray. You know, this shrine is around a few miles from Seltan's Boar Sanctuary and Vanya's and Seltan's place.
Okay. So there is a location we can head to, the Bull Sanctuary. It's probably an hour or so from here if we leave now, but we can walk around and see.
Did you say
And
the
some-
board restaurant? Do they
Sanctuary.
Oh, right. No, like misunderstood.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It was like, bull buffet.
I thought you said you don't eat.
I mean, but
was saying to
you know, I can still taste things, so I sometimes just chew on delicious meats, and boar is one of my favorites. So, but
Oh, yeah.
sure.
It is quite nice, actually, I have to say, but I don't remember what it feels like. And out of the sudden, you look at the sky, you see a meteor coming in your direction. No, nope. All right, so Lilith, Sianthra will say, well, I don't think I can travel to my settlement tonight. Is this place, Lilith, that you speak of, this sanctuary, is it like an inn or something like that? Can we stay there?
Yeah, I don't see why not. The place was big enough for a lot of people, plus quite a few boars, so there's plenty of space there.
All right. Okay, that's. I hope I'm not intruding. This is a bit awkward, but as long as you are okay.
Yeah, there should be another follower of Carthus there as well.
How long
Like,
ago were you here last time, Lilith? Sorry.
The last time I was here was the moment before I got pulled into Barovia.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's not
So, like,
far.
less than 2 months ago?
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. that's been quite a while then, Lilith, Sianthra will say. Just
Yeah.
out of game, you've been 51 days in Barovia at the moment.
Yeah.
Since you left, yeah.
That's it. Just under 2 months.
Yeah. All right, and you were in. Were you always in Barovia? I mean, did you do something else before that? She kind of asked to all of you. Why did you came to Barovia? And to Darkon, actually.
And it was it Strahd who pulled us all into Barovia, and then we just traveled around trying to figure things out.
Oh, Strahd Manzarovich.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Were you okay? He's quite formidable enemy.
He was.
Yeah. I mean, we've dealt with him, so it's not something we need to worry about for a while.
She kind of looks confused. All right, I trust you. You can, Lilith, make a survival check at advantage if you are looking for your way towards Sultan's place.
Okay.
The rest of you as well, if you want to start foraging or doing things like that on the way, you could do that with survival checks, whoever wants to as well.
I'm going to be
Just
looking
this
up.
will be for foraging. Yeah.
I'll look up to see if I can see the star appearing here.
All right. Make a perception check as well. Sway, if you want to forage as well, and Bloodwick, that will be beneficial for all of you because I was thinking actually the other day, your rations are very likely to be almost depleted at this point.
Okay.
I rolled a dirty 20 and another natural 1.
Oh, wow, fucking hell, what is it with you on the natural ones today? It's a good job that you're rolling at advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
With a 20, as you kind of like start looking for a path and kind of like going in your inner mind to remember which path, and kind of like going into your inner memories, you find easily a way back, and you start to kind of recall, you start to remember in the trees, the different ancient trees that used to serve you as sight. You know where the tiny river is. You think of a settlement of little yordles, these kind of like goblinoid-like creatures that you know is in that direction, just in a tree in the middle of the forest. You know it's not that way, and you kind of like start traversing as you are. Sway.
What should I roll for it?
Survival. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna poison everyone. Why are you forcing me to?
Oh wow! Fucking hell! You said it yourself.
Wow.
Sway, you just not only you don't find anything, you actually at some point realize that you thought it was like a little pool on the floor, but it was like almost like a whole water, kind of like stagnant water. So as you are walking, you go like, oh, look at that mushroom, and then you can like fall inside all the way into water, into mud, all the way to your chest. Yeah. And you all see that as Sway falls. You, Bloodwick, you start foraging. You find all these different mushrooms and different tree nuts, berries, all different yummy things. You also find a couple of squirrels as well. The same with you, Cabal, as you kind of team up with Bloodwick together. You also find like minor critters, like even like a ferret. Is not the nicest meat, but is edible as well.
I come back all muddy. Yeah, there was no fish. Sorry, guys.
Why do all these furry creatures have like a layer of scale on them? It's quite gritty.
Yeah.
You gotta Eat around the scales, don't eat the scales.
I prefer the meat in Toro. Anyway, how much further?
You know, Lilith is, you've kind of walked halfway, roughly. It's been like an hour and a half, something. And you are more than halfway, sorry, not an hour and a half, like less than an hour. And you are kind of halfway. You know, it will take you around less than 2 hours at the pace that you're walking. Sianthra is keeping up quite well as well, so is Van Richten. And Claudio is also there, kind of with you, just commenting all the way, like how amazing the place is and how warm it feels. And Real, you kind of like focus in the sky for a second. At first, you scan everything, and there is no star at all. However, just when Sway falls, you instinctively kind of look in the distance, and you see a flicker. A golden star, just like the one that was in Darkon. And you see it up in the sky, next to the sun, so close to it, and so obscured by the brightness of the sun, but it's just right there. Van Richten looks at you and he says, "Is that
Looks like
the
it.
golden star?"
It just appeared.
It can just have just appeared. I guess you just saw it, right?
I don't know. It like kind of flickered. I mean, maybe it was because of the sun was in the same line, but like, to me it appeared like it wasn't there, and then it kind of flickered into being.
Miss Sunroast, do you know anything about that star? She kind of looks. She looks at you, Lilith. I don't remember that star being there, Lilith. Was that there in your generation? Sianthra asks you.
This wasn't here the last time I was in Aura, but we've seen this star before, and it does some nasty things.
Oh.
Yeah, so you really don't want to have people dying anytime soon, because they will come back and make more of themselves.
But what about Blinsky? We left him behind. I mean, his body was pretty destroyed, but...
Yeah,
that Van Richten says, actually, as she says that as well.
It should be fine.
I mean,
It
Van
depends if
Richten
they-
will say, how long is it quick, right? I remembered, we've seen it before. It was very quick when they come back, if they are
Yeah,
really
maybe.
evil.
Maybe the star wasn't there when he died and is there now, so hopefully...
I mean, how strong is the power of Karsus, Lilith? He looks at Sianthra as well, Van Richten. Do you think the shrine itself is protecting stopping the resurrection, maybe? Or the undead turning?
Well, Blinsky shouldn't be a problem because I decomposed his body.
Oh yeah, that's true. I saw it getting into nasty soil. I hope no one is ever gonna use that on their garden.
Yeah, I kind of figured he looked like he was coming back alive through the suit, so just to be sure, I killed him again and then decomposed his body.
Oh, that we shall be alright then. Van Richten says. Are we there yet? She kind of like looks at you. My feet are starting to hurt now.
We're about another hour and a half.
Ah, damn. All right. Let's just maybe pick up the pace. And he does this kind of like thing with the stick, you know, like the older people do when they go on the front. They kind of do this gesture, and he starts using his stick like in the old English kind of style to actually put it on the floor, then raise it upwards, and then make the arm kind of around it and just keep going like that.
Lilith, I have a question. This sanctuary that we're going to, if I adopt one of the boars, then am I free to do anything with it? Am I free to eat it? I think it is important that we know this.
Why would you want to eat one of the boars?
Because boars are tasty.
One of the boars you've adopted
Yes.
to look after.
No, to eat.
It-
It's a
But
I'm not
Actually,
sanctuary.
sure that's what adoption means. Although, it would be a good idea, but I don't think this is the kind of place.
You think to yourself, Lilith, of that moment. It's like a flashback in your mind, like one day that you were walking. It was in the world of Eden. It was in, and you were in this street in a busy city, and you remember someone asking Zeltan some kind of joke about his boar, and then a few people kind of like tried to hunt him down, and you remember Zeltan's bow just flickering and this arrow going on the forehead of someone who just died, and it was like a major. He's so against it. He's a full strict super vegetarian, and you know that this is where you're going. So it's up to you to share that information or not.
So when we go to the sanctuary, and I do repeat, sanctuary, not restaurant or barbecue pit.
Maybe they changed it the last 2 months. I mean,
I really doubt, but maybe try to avoid any comments about eating the boars there.
Could I potentially ask if there's any boars that have died recently and we could eat?
I suppose that would be acceptable. Yes.
Okay. I guess we can proceed from there and see what we can muster. I'm just really hungry. I have not eaten for a while.
Okay, no problem. Do I see any food along the way, like berries or?
I mean, I have been eating some berries, and like I said, this dead creature pulls the carcass half-eaten, but it is not pleasing my appetite.
Yeah, you've collected enough rations for today, for all of you. So you could all of you who eat will be able to eat a simple meal with the things you forage for now.
When was the last time we actually sat down for a good meal? I don't even remember. Probably at Strahd, at the castle, Ravenloft.
Yep, I was thinking that as well. It's been a while.
Well, let us go and see the sanctuary and see.
Yes,
What?
Strahd might have been an asshole, but he was a good host, wasn't he?
Yes, I must agree to that too.
Right. Sorry, can I look for things I can use to make a potion as we're on our way through?
Of course, you can do. I think it was survival as well. Was it?
Yeah.
So make a survival check if you're using your kit, your foraging, because you have your herbalism. You can make it an advantage.
Okay. Let's hope I don't get another natural one. Oh. Okay, that is fine. 27.
Okay. Oh wow, nice. With that 27, you actually find roll a d4, please.
Four.
Okay, yeah, you find enough ingredients to make a greater healing potion. You find these different amanita mushrooms and the other type of mushrooms and these special weeds and stuff like that. You will need to cook it overnight. So potentially, if you keep an eye during the rest and stuff, takes around 12 hours. So just before lunch, you will have a greater healing potion. It will cost you as well 50 gold pieces to make.
Okay.
But it's half price.
That is fine. So as we're going along, Liz just kind of picking bits out of the brush and just kind of putting in her bag as she's going along.
Okay. A while passes as you all traversing this amazing forest, and eventually, far in the distance, you see what it seems to be. Actually, I'll give you a visual. Why not? Let me just make it a little bit bigger. 1 second. I'm moving it. Yeah. And here. Yeah, there we go. You actually see this place that I put on the screen. If you could just adjust it a little bit more. Oh, thank you. It seems to be like unusual looking house. On the top, Lilith, as you are the first ones to see it with your higher passive perception than anyone, you feel the clearing as it's approaching, and you remember the top of the house where you see this light there on the top. That's where Vania's lab is.
Okay.
And you think of the house, in the back of the house there is as well a lot of like pens with different like enclosure, and there is like a boar, kind of like it's like an open forest kind of part where that is at the same time closed with a semi-enclosement. And there is different houses and terrains and greenery, and that's where the boar are kept with Clinton, that is the kind of like a much more experienced, and as far as you remember, the biggest boar you've ever seen as well. He kept growing and growing to a size that was insanely big. And but it strikes you see all these other tents and little it seems like a posh canopies and kind of set. It feels like a lot of people have actually come here for something, and they seem to be camping, not close to the house, but already you start to see, all of you see different tents and things like that.
I suppose once we get a little bit closer, Lilith will kind of whistle out loudly, or as loud as she can. Maybe she's not able to whistle.
Just a high pitch
No,
squeal.
it does like have you guys seen that series like that's so horrible, the necromancer robot that used to make this scream that make everyone disintegrate? So that's what it sounds like, a high pitch like yeah, something like a
The TV show where then people explode.
yeah.
Like a car horn.
It's like a Raised by Wolves. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's so good. If you should see it if you haven't seen it actually.
Like, that's kind of what comes out of her mouth.
Oh, that's amazing. As you make this super whistle, the floor seems to start to resonate. You hear like a trembling on the floor, and before you can all react, a huge boar, like the size of a small elephant, kind of like something like that. Well, small, like a young elephant, let's say, like a teenager elephant, just rolls out of the bush, the canapes, and kind of like grabs Lilith, and does this kind of like the owlbear in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, when it kind of like folds himself and grabs something in the middle. So Lilith, make a strength saving throw as this boar just goes on top of you, pretty much, and rolls you around.
What? 23 for a strength
Yeah,
save?
wow, that's amazing. Lilith, you somehow just hack the board back, and it feels for a second, as you're looking at it, they're both rolling together. It feels like this is a game that you and Clinton, the board, have done before. He's got like a metal decoration on his husks, some kind of like a unusual armor, like he's actually got like some kind of like reinforced armor. And this board, the face of it seems so human, like almost like he understands what is happening. You remember that more than any other creature you ever seen. It goes like and he's kind of like all excited as you both are rolling into this game.
Oh, Lilith's under attack. Real, incinerate that boar.
No. This is my friend. Guys, this is Clinton.
Yeah, he kind of starts licking your face straight away. You see him, he's exciting, wiggling his tail, like crazy, frantically, as well. And he starts sniffing all of you, actually.
Mm.
A few people come from these little houses. You see different races. You see some kind of like aquatic looking creatures. They look like similar to an elf, but their features are much more elongated, like much longer ears, and the skin is kind of bluish. You see unusual looking dwarfs that are, some of them are very dark in color, and they have like red coloration and different colors on their skin as well. You see tiny goblinoids, purple in color, kind of Jordos tiny, from different tents just popping out their heads. You see humans as well. And one of these creatures looks quite unusual. He looks like a mix between a Trant and an Earth Elemental. He's the size of a humanoid, but it looks like his skin is almost bark and bone and stone all merged in one, like almost like a very, very unusual creature. Lilith, this is a Rakan, the same than Zeltan. And it seems to be a lady. You see she's got like her unusual barky hair is kind of like tied up in a high bun. And they all look at you. This woman says, "Oh, you're coming for the Festival of the Three Moons as well. Welcome." She kind of smiles and picks up this bottle of wine and has like a sip of it, and you realize that there is a music playing on her tent.
Yes,
I was trying to look at Lilith and like, this is why you wanted to come.
I mean, I didn't know we were having the festival.
Yo, you didn't know. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You actually remember, Lilith. The Festival of the Three Moons is a celebration that happens once a year. There is this spectacle, celestial spectacle, that's how people call it. And it's a mix of falling stars, fireworks, and kind of like all these colors and things that happen on the sky only one night, since your Vania and your group actually saved Aura. No one really knows why this happens and who is responsible for it. Some people say it's the High Council of Mages. Others say that it's the planet itself, of nature itself. But it only happens in certain places in Aura. And the Forest of Sol is one of them. And people from everywhere come this year to celebrate the Night of the Salvation. That's how they call it. And they celebrate this the Festival of the Three Moons. They call it the Feast of the Three Moons. And family and friends get together, everyone, to celebrate and watch this celestial spectacle.
Okay.
And that's only happened since you guys saved the world of Aura from the shadows and all the bad things and the Forek and the whole salvation of the world itself.
She'll turn around to look at Cabal. I was like, well, you should be well fed today because it is the festival or the feast of the Three Moons.
That is good. I want to eat as much meat as possible.
She just
Actually, what woman says it's tomorrow, not today. She says.
You lied to me.
I mean, I said if you were here for the festival. I didn't say it was today.
Sorry, that my bad then. My bad. I assumed it was today.
You guys want a drink? And she starts pouring wine glasses. You are in the middle of a forest, but it feels like a camping site. It's just like all these tents and people just popping out of their tents. Music is playing as well.
Forest rave.
Yeah.
My lady, where are the shops?
You ask the Rakan woman.
Yeah, sure.
You will have to go to
Magic
town. It's around 15 miles. It's not too far. It will take a half day. The closest settlement is called Mo. How is it called? You help me on this. You can improv if
It's your
you
house.
don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember, Sultan? You don't remember your own house?
No, this is a Rakan woman who is a guest. She's not Sultan.
Hold up. I got it.
Because I know you have a map that it was beautiful that you draw. Actually, it was so fucking cool.
It's
I
called
was gonna ask you for it, but I forgot.
yeah, there is I guess the settlement closest to here is the city of Beal Roch, which is the entrance into the Oran civilization in the mountains.
Oh, okay. All right. Perfect. I'll make a note. She will say, yes, the city of Belrook is a dwarf settlement. The entrance to the dwarf mines in the mountain and the settlement that's a few, like a day away. I know it's more than a day, I think, in your map, Mo, but let's say it's a day away,
yeah,
roughly,
whatever,
if that's
yeah.
okay with you. But, I mean, you go, this is, do you know where you are? This is the house of the saviors. I mean, I'm sure they are here too. You go wizard there. I think a green wizard guy. I don't remember his name, but he looks like a really, like you will imagine a wizard from a fairy tale to look like. You know, maybe he can help you. She will say to you, real.
Maybe he can tell me the best shops to go to or something. Maybe he can recommend something.
You hear a voice coming from the canopy. You look, sway. There is no one there. And then you see this Rakan gentleman, very tall, kind of like dressed with black leathers and this huge bow and a sword that seems to be made of a crystal shiny material on his belt as well. He's like got like big dreadlocks kind of like tied up on the back, and he looks really badass as well. He's gold, and he's just appears, looks at you, and then you look again and he's not there anymore. He's next to Lilith. Lilith, you finally came! You, my god! And he's like, before you can even breathe, Lilith, not that you breathe, you got Zeltan hugging you so hard. Oh my god, this is the best day of my life. Oh, wonderful. Welcome! And who is these people? He looks at all of you. Oh my god, what are you? This is so cool. I'm a turtle.
You just hear Lilith mumbling. I just did myself a strength saving throw and got.
Yeah.
Too tight.
Oi, I like your axe. He gets close to you, Bloodwick. Oh my god, are you a turtle folk? Wow, this is so good. I've never seen anyone like you.
Yeah, because I'm 1 in a million.
You look at him as well, and you've never seen a creature like this. You aren't sure which race. You gather this is a type of people because you already seen 2 of them, but you've never seen anything like this on the material world. As well as you, real, there is no creatures like this in Ravnica that you've seen, or any of you is completely alien to you. The same way that it feels like you seem to be completely alien to him somehow. Wow, I love your shell. Can you come out of there? He kind of like starts trying to tackle your shell and check if it's real.
Yeah, I'll let him touch me.
Oh wow, this is so cool. I'm serious. Are you able to come out of your shell, or are you always stuck there?
I'm always stuck there.
Oh wow. That's so fucking cool. I really like it. That's amazing. And please, I'm sorry. Please, Lillian, and I know Lillian is not this character, but let's say they call her Lillian sometimes, if you're okay with that, Neil.
Sure.
Please come. I was thinking of names that they could call you. I was thinking Leith. Leith was one of them, but it sounds a bit weird. Or Lilybeth. That was another one as well.
I think
But,
Lily.
huh? Which one?
That's shortening the name.
Leith?
Lily.
Lily, yeah? Okay. So yeah, if that's okay with you, he will call you Lily. Oh, Lily, so good to see you. Wait until Vanya see you. She's gonna be she's lost in her stuff. She's been working of something since forever. She's gonna be so happy to see you. My God, it's been a year and a half. Where have you been?
What?
Yes, it was a year and a half when you left, and we were so worried. Vanya tried to do sendings for you, but they did not go through.
No, I've been gone for less than 2 months.
Oh, no, you are not. Trust me, it's been a year and a half.
Well, I guess we have a story to tell you. Should we go into the house?
Yes, please, come in. I am Sultan, and this is my boy Clinton. I see you met him already. Please, we'll do the introductions while in the house. Actually, there is a few guests as well, so maybe, don't be overwhelmed, okay? So I'll just go through a quick name check, okay? And he starts asking each of you your names, including Van Richten, Sianthra, Claudio, and all of you. So if you're all okay with that, we'll move forward from that, knowing that he all knows all your names, and a little quick intro, if that's cool with you guys.
Zeltan.
Or you can do it yourselves, yeah.
Zeltan, was it? Do you have
Yes.
food prepared?
Of course, I'm a great chef. We have a feast, but it will be. We are making lunch at the moment. You are a bit late. We kind of like just had quite a bit of it, but there is still a little bit left if you want.
Any meats available? That will be fine.
If you're looking for meat, we don't eat meat in my house, I'm afraid. I'm a strict vegetarian.
Right.
I'm afraid. But, it's better for you. Meat's not good for the animals and nature and the balance. You know what I mean. Do you? He kind of looks at you.
Right, no, never mind then. I'll just...
What?
I'll
kind
just...
of like, he keeps looking at all of you, kind of like weirdly. Not to Sianthra or to you, Sway, but Real as well. He's really fixated on you.
Please show us in. We are just guest when you're...
Well, you're not really
Wonderful
guest. I mean, Lilith is. This is your house as long as. I know you don't like to say. Well, as long as your mom is here, I know you don't like me to call her your mom. It really upsets you, but I don't mind. She is your creator, right?
Yeah.
So your creator is in here. She lives here?
Yeah, she has a couple of places. She has a house in the city, but she's not allowed to really do any work there. She blew up a portion of the city one day.
Oh yes, she's we repaired the house already twice in a year. She can be a bit crazy sometimes, but she's really good making weapons. The best weapon maker in the whole aura, for sure.
What if she's making another sister or brother for you, Lilith?
I mean, would they be sisters or brothers? Who knows?
You think to yourself, Lilith, answering to that question, that you know that Vanya had to sacrifice a little piece of her soul to make you who you are. So if you know that it's very rare that people will create more than one Warforged on the lifetime because of that. Because each of the, if you create 3, you will die. Because everyone's soul is divided in 3, and she gave you one piece for you.
Okay. In which case, I'll say that would be impossible. I'm literally one of a kind. There'll be no more like me created by her.
All right. Great.
Yes. You see, as you approach the house as well. Actually, you said wait, right? Go ahead, come on.
No, I said great.
Oh, great. Okay. I said wait. As you approach the house, you see this huge sign, Sultan's Boar Sanctuary. You see some boars, kind of like normal size, kind of roaming free around the gardens as well of the house. It seems like the land itself is not really there is nothing planted or new. Everything is how it's meant to be. There is only the little path that you see in the picture there that seems to have been made. Just and as I described, there is houses, these tents all around. In the moment you enter this house, is the most cluttered space you've ever seen. There is on the ceiling pots and all these different gourds and vegetables that have been dried out, decorating everything. You see quite a few of the same iconography that seems to be these 3 kind of like wicker moons kind of tied up together, and there is a few of those, as well as you see some Carsos iconography as well around the house. It's like all open plan. As you enter, there's like a huge waiting hall that goes to a spiral staircase going up. You are unsure, but you know, Lily, that's where Vania's lab is. Opening to the back as well, once you're inside, it feels like the space where you are is like 5 times the size of what it looks like from outside. So you gather that there is some kind of extra dimensional extension being built in this house magically somehow, as the house extends into different rooms and stuff, and you notice is almost as big as an inn, or even bigger than lots of the inns you've seen or been to. Please, don't worry about the shoes. It's okay. You see these kind of like tiny little robotic things, like kind of like the ones that you see that hoover the house on nowadays time, but they are like more rudimentary, looking like pets, like a cat, mechanical cats. There is like 2 or 3 that are cleaning the floor as well, constantly, all around.
As Lilith goes in, she just drops a bag right by the door and then walks in.
Yeah. Please, how long will you be staying before that? I can organize a room for you if you're gonna be staying for a while. Otherwise, they can all stay in your room, but it's gonna be a bit tight, Lilith. Lily.
Maybe 3 months would be okay, right?
Oh, that's so little. I hope you will stay for a year at least. We have so much catch up to do.
We got business elsewhere, so we've just got out of a pretty tough battle. So maybe a day or so, might stay for the festival and then leave the next day.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh yes, so little time though, but sure. Come follow me. Vania is dying to see you, and you hear voices kind of like on the lounge. Please,
So Lilith,
follow me.
when do we meet one of these people known as the saviors that you've mentioned about?
You're looking at one.
Oh, he kind of smiles like all silly. You realize he's like really doesn't get jokes that well, and he kind of like speaks a bit inappropriately as well. Like sometimes he says things that he's thinking that don't really make sense that much. Like he says to Van Richter, "Oh my God, you look like so old." Like all of a sudden, like just like me when I go old. But now look at me. I'm young again.
While he's having that conversation, I'll just be like, to whisper to Lilith, "Are you sure? He doesn't seem to be quite bright. I'm surprised that he managed to help save your world."
He's pretty. I mean, the saviors are all powerful in their own right. They, I mean, even the boar is one of the saviors.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to get accustomed to this. Might be it's a little different to our world.
As
So-
you follow him, you end up in this room where Sultan, there is like a enclosed bathroom, like your own privy in the room. There is a few beds. It's like an open plan room. Like there is enough beds for you to share beds. So put your bedrolls. Wow. Okay.
Got it.
Bedrolls on the floor. I know, right? I should get an inspiration. I always fucking forget that. And it's well decorated and basic. All right, I'll let you talk for a little bit. Get your things and please come over quickly. Let's keep it a surprise. I'm not gonna tell anything to Maria. And he kind of like goes laughing chuckling to himself.
Okay, I can
Close
it's. You said there were other guests here?
Oh yes, there is Istorval. You remember Istorval? He's like you. He points to Sianthra. You are a dark Ionian, aren't you? Yes, I am. And there is also Garruk. You know he's an Orn. Like a little one. Unfortunately, Finn and Garruk are not here. I mean, Finn, the cousin of Garruk, is not here. Neither is the Forek. They are in some kind of holy business. They should be arriving at some point tomorrow. And Paltrix, the wizard, is also here as well. Well, and your mom.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just we can go up and surprise her, or we can just wait for her to turn up downstairs.
All right, I'll let you refresh yourselves. Give me a shout. Me house is your house. And he just kind of like walks again because he kind of came back as he was leaving as you asked him that.
Okay. Liz will turn around and go, whilst we've got a bit of time, how is everyone doing? Real? Is there anything I can do for your exhaustion?
I'll be right back, guys. Just one quick second, okay?
Wait. What did you say, Lilith?
Is there anything I can do whilst we're here? Try and find some food or help Paul's exhaustion if that's something I can do.
Yeah, you do look a little. I think he's fallen asleep. Real? I'll shake him a little bit. He just wobbles. No, I think he's gone to sleep already. We'll just let him rest until he wakes up.
Okay.
Your friend Zeltan, he said that civilization is a bit further away from here. Perhaps a day's journey, perhaps where we could acquire some items.
Yeah, definitely. We can have a look. I know there may be items here. As Sultan said, Vanya does make weapons. She makes some of the best weapons. She technically made me, but I don't consider myself a weapon.
Oh, you are a weapon. You are a walking weapon.
No, but there are others like me that are weapons. So,
You are a weapon of holy destruction.
I wouldn't say destruction.
There's no need to be so defensive, Lilith. Just take it, you know?
It is a compliment.
It is what it is.
Yes.
Okay, I am holy destruction.
You are holy destruction.
You are
Well,
holy destruction.
I'll check if Real's woken up. Is he still sleeping?
What?
He's awake. He's conscious now.
What do you mean? I'm always conscious.
You dozed off for a while. Maybe you have a concussion.
I don't know.
It's just like an indent in his head. Like, oh my gosh.
Lilith was-
Siantra kind of looks at you as well, Real, and she says, "You don't sleep neither, do you?" Kind of like with his face.
What? I mean, I speak, but I just need to rest.
Like me, you go in a trance, right? Like a weird, a trance, more like a nightmare. Are you undead?
No, I don't know exactly. Yes and no.
You
Well,
feel like an undead. You smell like an undead to me.
yeah, but I don't know. I have my own mind and I have my powers, and I can recover them. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I think it's like me. And now you, Lilith. Actually, I don't know how you work.
I don't really sleep, but just kind of chill out whilst you guys are unconscious. But
You hibernate.
yeah, I watch.
What
I
about
watch you grow.
What about you, Rogue? You look pretty undead looking, but you don't pin as an undead to me.
No, that's just the look I'm going for.
Oh wow, it's rad. She said. Do you sleep, Bloodwick?
Yes, I do sleep. I sleep very well.
And snores quite a lot too.
Hmm.
Especially when he's tucked into his shell, it just echoes out from there.
I'm just asking because I sense. I don't know. Have you ever been a vampire? Are you a vampire now?
I was.
It's just so unusual. I feel like there is like some divine force stopping you from being a vampire. I don't know. It's very confusing, but my divine sense doesn't make mistakes.
I think this group has what is the word I'm looking for? Has had an entanglement in death in some way or another.
Yes, you as well, Van Richten. You've been like undead to me. Van Richten looks down. Oh, don't be stupid. Don't be ridiculous. You can make an insight check, all of you, if you want, actually.
I will. Insight. 26.
Okay. 26, 18. Is anyone else rolling, or shall I just go ahead? You don't have to, though. It's just to know if you
What to
are.
roll?
Insight, if any of you want to
Insight, yeah, of
insight,
course.
yeah, because the way that Van Richten replied to Sianthra and the way he reacted, it seemed a bit odd.
Inside. Okay. Oh well. I'm not rolling very well.
Okay. Only you, Cabal,
Mm.
you know that he's not telling the truth. He's not lying, but he's concealing something that he could change the outcome of the answer, and you see it on his face, like he really doesn't want to talk about it. But you gather, based on what you know of him, you know he's cursed in a certain way because he has told you several times, and you start to think whether his curse actually he somehow died at some point and was brought back.
Anyway,
You have seen him asleep. No,
yeah.
kind of.
Perhaps it would be better not to discuss the things like this right now. We are in a more of a settled environment. Perhaps we should just take this opportunity to enjoy the moment when we have the chance available now.
Yeah. So I agree completely. Come on, Siantra. When was the last time you have a party? Like what? 1,000 years? Look at your clothes. I mean, you cannot be going with this armor. Like it's got spikes. You know, it already scratched me twice. You know, are you gonna do something about it? Are you? She
Cabal-
kind of looks.
Cabal laughs at that joke, even though it's not funny.
Mhm.
Ah, 1,000 years. I get it. Because he's been.
Kind of like awkwardly kind of sits on the bed, kind of like, yes, I don't know. I mean, I feel lost, like I'm missing something, but it looks pretty good on you, Lilith, she'll say, as she looks at the helm, you know, with this kind of sense of kind of like missing it, you know.
Well, I'll lean into her and say, well, my friend Rill there has a fascination for people that are quite of a large age.
Oh,
Mm.
are you in the market, Keen? She says to you, cheekily, real.
He's always
Yeah.
in the market.
I literally had sex with one person. What are you talking about?
She was
Oh.
900 or 1,000 years old too.
No, when I met her, she was like normal age, and then
She blushed. I mean, I'm not asking if you want to have sex. She kind of looks like... In passive insights, you can see she's horny as fuck. And she loves real. But yeah.
All right.
unfortunately, it didn't work out so well, and I had, lots of children that she killed for their blood, and
Oh, wow, you're a father as well.
apparently, I don't know.
He sleeps around quite a bit.
I'm still pained by the remembrance of my children.
Oh, I mean... She kind of looks down for a second. You have nothing to worry about that. Now that in your estate, I don't think you will be able to have children. Neither would I, actually, coincidentally. She kind of says. And she starts combing her hair.
Just some of it come off like on a comb.
It sounds like a scratching, like a metal, like one of those metal skewers. You know, as she's doing that.
I'll just
Like
say,
a-
perhaps it is a sensitive topic for him. We apologize, Rill. Perhaps, Lilith, we should go see your maker, mother, or what do you call her?
Let's go see Vanya.
Let's go
Alright.
see Van.
So if you're okay with it, we will assume that some time passes, like a couple of hours. You all make yourselves presentable, have washes, rest, and even though you are still feel exhausted, somehow aura itself, the air, the whole thing, it gives you a completely different vibe to where you've been before. The colors are so much vibrant, and somehow, you lose you lose one more level of exhaustion away as well already. Even though you haven't really rested a long rest, somehow with the relaxation that this place gives you, magically you lose one more level of exhaustion. So
You
that's
can't
good.
lose this exhaustion via magical. You have to rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, normally, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So
But somehow the magic
Lilith
works
wouldn't
different
be.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lilith wouldn't be able to bring that exhaustion
No.
down. Okay.
yeah, no, I think. And if you guys are okay with that, as you start leaving the room where you are, you hear much more noise in the kitchen, like new food has been prepared for you. And as you guys go to about to beat Vanya and the rest of the saviors for now, we will go ahead and take a little break there. Don't go anywhere. We will be back. Thanks for watching and see you guys soon. right, we are live. Thanks for hanging around, you all, and we are back for continue our little adventure in Aura as our heroes have rested, make themselves presentable. They are staying in Sultan's house, this ranger rogue character with his boars and sanctuary. And now, after this little rest, the door opens as you proceed to meet the others, and you hear that in the open plan kitchen that is kind of like Lilith. You know this house quite well. You know that that's where the big dining area is, and you make your way there. On the way, once more, this wooden house with a dimensional space attached to it somehow, extra dimensional space. You walk and walk and walk, and after a little bit, you don't encounter anyone, and you see an open plan kitchen. Once more, all this different decoration hangs from the ceilings. There is like a back area where all the cooking is made, and in the middle of the table, on the middle of the room, there is a large table enough to fit around 20 people on it. At the moment, it's half empty. In there, the people who are talking, drinking wine, you see the smell of the food. There is a lot of food on the table, different vegetables and mushrooms and rice and all these nuts and seeds, and it all looks quite yummy. Being vegetarian, it almost smells like some of the aromas resemble meat, but you know they are not. And in this table sitting, you see 2, 3, 4, 5 figures and a boar, kind of like on the side, just next to Zeltan that you recognize. You see this Rakan once more, Zeltan with his boar. You see one other character that seems to be a monk, dark Ionian, like a drow as well. He's got all what you will expect, all these ropes tied up. He's got an unusual looking weapon as well on his belt that shines with some kind of deity force to it. You also see an Orn that is like a dwarf. He seems to be cleric of some deity. He's wearing a big hat, and on the hat itself, he's got all these different cards, kind of like a stack on it. Martin, any other characteristic of Garuk that you want to mention, if you remember? I know this is a bit of an improv because it's been years now, but is it anything specific of him you remember that they will see? The same with you, Thomas, with Istorbal.
No, Garok. Use that. It's got the cards.
The big hat, yeah, and I don't remember his deity holy symbol. I know he was a chaotic deity, right, Mo? But do you remember?
It was Sekun.
Sekun, yeah, Sakun. That he was the goddess of magic. Is it?
He was the goddess of chance and
The goddess of chance. Okay.
luck.
Chance and luck. Okay. And you, Istorbal, is there any
Yeah, I'm just trying to
specific?
remember. I think he had this special wraps on his fist.
Oh yeah, I remember that actually. Yeah, he had like these unusual looking wraps on his fists. His hair was like white, if I remember
White, yeah,
correctly.
he's like a drought, so it's great
Yeah.
skin.
Mm-hmm.
White
And he
hair, like a
seems-
silver.
Mm-hmm. And they all seem quite focused on the meal. As well, there you see Paltrix the Green, who is a very tall elf, Ionian. Should say again. Wizard. He seems very, very old as well. He's got long beard and long hair as well. He looks like Gandalf, I imagine, with green robes and a big pointy hat as well, like you will imagine a classic wizard to look like.
Very grumpy, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah. He was like he's talking like that. You hear him like, well, yes. Well, I'll get his voice in a second. Practice them all. I'll keep with the Spanish. And then lastly, but not least, you see Vania, an elf, Ionian woman. She's got blue hair. You see, she seems to be a gunslinger. She's got all these different devices already, different watches and magical things. And the main feature of her, you see these two guns, ivory and ebony. All right.
Yep.
One is white, one is black, and they are quite unique and super cool looking. Anything else, Neil, that you remember that is? I painted her. She's dressed up like Han Solo. I remember that.
Yes.
Right? But I painted a mini, but I don't remember if there's anything else characteristic of her.
She had a mask that was kind of like the Predator mask.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, let's say that mask is kind of like at the moment she's got it like upwards. It's kind of like like something that she can like some kind of a device. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Cool.
That was it.
And as you enter the room, out of the sudden, Vanya stands, look at Selton. What? You didn't tell me? Lily! And she kind of like goes running towards you to embrace you. She gives you a huge hug, kind of like it feels like a cartoon moment once more. Like, yep. Lilith is crushed once more. You hear like some gears crunching as I don't imagine Lilith a girl of many hugs as well, but with her, this is her group, her initial group, so it's like her second family. And once that happens, Lilith, how do you react? What do you say to Vanya as you all standing there? Seltan asks you to sit around the table while Lilith is left with Vanya for a second standing.
I suppose she'll kind of relax for a moment and just say it's been a hellacious 51 days.
Well, a year and a half, more like it. How can you do this to me? Where were you? I was so worried.
Maybe something we could talk about over dinner or lunch. But we were each and every one of us was taken out from our plane of origin and then put into another place where there was a vampire who was basically just kind of taunting and goading us every day, essentially, until we managed to put a stop to him. But then, more trouble followed, and she'll walk over to the window to look out and just kind of point out that star is trouble.
I know. Yes, it is. We should talk about that as well. I miss you so much. My God, you don't understand how it feels when it was like a part of me was missing. I thought you were gone. God, I'm so relieved. So good to see you. A year and a half, a fucking year and a half. How can you do this to me? She says, and then she kind of like punch you lightly on the shoulder, like a joking. She looks at you, Cabal, as you
I'm
start
assuming
talking.
you are Vanya then.
Yes, I am. Nice to meet you all. Please, I'm so rude. I'm Vanya. This is Istorbal, Garuk. Each of them kind of like start introducing themselves as Paltrix. And you met Seltan. How can you do this to me, Seltan? You evil. Damn it. He told me that there was some guest. I thought there was some more of the villagers. I mean, some of them are closer friends than others. Probably you see them all outside. They are all awaiting for the big spectacle tomorrow night. It's gonna be wonderful. I'm so glad that you're here. Well, I might have a surprise for you, Lily. Now that you're here, I think I'm gonna have to perfect it a little bit. But by tomorrow, before the celebration, I have something for you, Lily.
Okay.
It was meant to be your birthday. It was meant to be your birthday present. It's the 3rd of May. It was your birthday, and I didn't get you anything. Lily.
It's fine. It sounds like I missed last year, but I'm here now.
Yeah. And just for you guys to realize, the 3rd of May might be someone else's birthday as well, coincidentally. Isn't it, Neil?
Sounds like it'll be a good day.
Yeah, I will imagine that was the day that Lilith was born too. Why not? And as you all sit on the table, the food is in front of you. Bloodwick, you who love food the most out of all the people, as well as Cabal, there is delicacies like all these unusual mushrooms and vegetables that surprisingly have such a strong flavors that taste like meat. Some of them you see something that you've never seen before, and in our world will be called Satan. It's kind of like a fake gluten kind of meat made tofu style dish, and it's got all this spicy. All the dishes are pretty spicy and strong flavors, much stronger than what you are used to. Mind you, for you, Real, and Ravnica as well, uses quite a lot of spices. It's more like a Moroccan kind of a style cuisine or something like that. And you all start digging into that as you guys are having a conversation.
You all seem more of the, well, for example, over here, my friend, Bloodwick Turtle, he's much more of the upfront guy, as am I. But it seems like you all seem to be much more of ranged magical folk.
Yes, magical folk. Yes, I am a magical folk as well. So many people here.
It's just you see the wizard kind of like all grumpy as he takes a bite out of the bun that he's already finished. At this point, it's evening time, I should say. So this been like one of those after dinner conversations. There is wines and newer food has been served.
Do you not have
What do you mean?
Do you not have someone that is your front line? I'm just curious.
I am the front line. Can you not see? I'm the most powerful wizard in Aura.
I look towards Real when he says that.
And you say, "Oh, do you know a good shop for like items and material components? You know."
Why do you need a shop when you have extra portable whole dimensional space shop that you carry with you?
Oh, do you?
Of course. Which kind of wizard do you think I go to my house that is miles and miles away every time I need a component? I just carry everything with me. Don't you do this? You look like royalty, yet you know nothing about magic, he says to you.
I mean,
Why are you wearing a crown? How ridiculous.
what? This is the crown of Darkon. I am the royal ruler there.
Darkon?
They all look at each other.
Don't you know the multiverse?
I don't know a place called Darkon.
Sianthra kind of says, well, you are lucky you don't know it. If you were taken by the mist like we were, to different domains of dread, you will be regretting that you ever went there.
Oh, that was... Shenanigans, that's poppycock.
Vanya
maybe
interrupts. Oh, excuse him. He's yes, he is who he is. And she kind of awkwardly smiles.
What do you mean?
No, it's very convenient. Maybe you can show me your shop and maybe we can, I can pay you for some components if you have them.
I mean, they say that you are part of the family, so I guess as long as you don't take the piss, you could be okay with a few things.
No, that's okay. That's not, I don't need any piece for my spells. I don't know what kind of spells you do, but no, I just need some,
A smart one you are. Damn it, youngsters.
So is this is this all of you? You are the saviors of this place?
Well, there is a couple missing. There is Finn. Flynn. Sorry, no, it's Flynn or Finn actually. Finn, no?
Finn. Finn.
Finn, yeah, without the L, yeah. I wrote it with an L. Finn, he's a Storm Paladin. He's the cousin of Garruk. Garruk kind of smiles. Yeah. And also the Forek. He's a cleric of nature. They are both in some kind of holy, godly business. Something to do with, with that thing in the sky,
Could you
that golden star.
could you tell us more about it when you saw this, and if anything
Yeah.
has changed in this world?
Yeah, Vanya will start. She will lead the conversation. Seltan will agree a few times with her. Every time, oh yes, Vanya. Every time she speaks, and the board will kind of like do the sound every time she speaks too, to agree to them. Yeah, that's the one. And since the star appeared a few months ago, zombies have appeared around, and it seems that creatures who die turn into zombies. Well, except we've somehow figured out that not on the site of Karzus. You know the shrine that is Lilith? You know the shrine, the one that we used to pray in the morning together?
Yeah.
A few miles away. In there, it seems like there is some kind of protection against it. But well, there is good. That's the bad news. But there is good news too. We figured out. Well, let's keep with the bad news. We figured out that the star somehow siphons souls when they turn into undead, and we don't know where they go and why. And that's what the guys are kind of trying to figure out. And but we think Baltrix will start thinking.
Ah, yes, Vanya. A black obsidian obelisk was found and eventually destroyed by some of my mages who suffered a horrible death. There were 30 mages and they died on this necrotic explosion while they were studying and experimenting on this massive obsidian obelisk that just appeared out of nowhere inside a cave deep within the earth. When it was destroyed, only a white pyramidal top remained.
A white one?
And what do you mean? Yes, the obelisk was black, but the top, once it was destroyed, was white.
Did the same thing happen to us?
Yeah.
Yes, but yours was black, not white.
That's what I'm thinking.
At this point as well, Real, you hear in your mind, yes, we need that. This is one of the 3 parts needed to complete the chromatic tetrahedron. We must get it off this old man.
I mean, we can just ask.
Why ask? What if he says no? I give you an opportunity to teach you something real. When you don't care about the answer, it's better not to ask.
I think we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to save the world.
Maybe if he's gonna take you to his extra-dimensional space, you can just steal it from there. I'm sure he's got it in that portable hall that he spoke about.
We are.
Or you can ask him.
I'll just while this is happening in his head,
Mhm.
I'll just say to him, I'll just say to Patrick and Vanya and them lot, I'll just be like, we are in the process of trying to remove this in the mist of Ravenloft, where we were, I guess, conjured or banished to from our different realms, like how Lilith was pushed to there. She has been with us since the beginning. So, and we have gone quite far. We have a solution. We are attempting to resolve it, and that's why we are in haste of trying to complete this. So, unfortunately, we will not be able to stay for 3 months or a year. And I look at Zeltan while he says that. While I say that.
Oh, really? I was really already prepared. You should have told me you were kidding. I already planned like a whole activities for almost a week already. Damn.
I apologize for that, but it seems like time does work differently here, so perhaps we could potentially stay a day here, and not so much time may have not passed in
Yeah,
Dark
please,
World.
you have to stay. I mean, Vanya's gonna be heartbroken.
And you see, like, he's been clever now. Like, Vanya looks at him with this kind of face, like, you're using me, you know. And she says, "Yes, you, at least for the festival, and please promise me it's gonna be less than a year and a half before you come back again, Lily."
Yes. I mean, it wasn't my intention to be gone for so long last time.
And what about you, Bloodwick? You said your name was. You've been very quiet.
I'm just enjoying the food.
Yes, please have as much as you want. There is much more of any of these things where this come from.
And now,
What we're about to do is going to be potentially very difficult. There are forces against us that are trying to stop us, even within this room, but we have no control over it at the moment. If you have anything that you could help, something that you said you already have something for Lilith, and you, Great Wizard, you said that you could provide
yes.
components for my companion here. Any help that you could provide to any of us?
Of course, yes, I will help you. Even if I don't want to, but yes, why not?
All right.
Also, as you are having the conversation, as well, Istorval will mention that starts talking to you, Sway, and he says, "You've been close to darkness as well. I can see, right? I feel a lot of shade over you.
Yeah,
What happened to you, Sway?"
I don't know. I think my eye just seen a lot of death, and it kind of
I sense it.
stick to
There
me.
is creatures
It's okay.
clinging to you. I don't see any. I'm not able to do that, but I feel it, their presence.
I got used to them. It's only awkward when I go to the toilet, you know what I mean? Otherwise,
Yeah. Also, they are there all the time.
not all the time, but
Let me go.
they, when they feel like, they do appear.
Release me.
Yeah, you hear different ghostly voices.
Shut up! You ain't going anywhere.
When my master was killed, we fought this monk of the Way of Death, and he had the same energy than you somehow. I'm concerned. You have to make sure that this darkness doesn't consume you one day. Sway. I feel you have a lot of conflicting feelings within you. Your soul is not at rest. Love, is that what it is? Is that what wounds you? The way he's talking to you, it feels very like a therapist, you know? He's got like this really relaxed kind of voice that you feel like you could tell him your life story, right? Your whole backstory right now, kind of thing. But this is happening one side of the table. On the other side of the table, Vanya keeps talking as well, and she says, "Well, the good news, Lilith, there's the new resurgence, you know? The followers of the new Church of Karsus have increased, and it's the biggest religious movement ever in Aura. People call it the Karsus Revolution. It's an amazing time for faith, Lilith."
Speaking of followers of Carthus,
No. The new Karsus, not Karsus. Karsus is, he's changed. He's not what he was anymore. He
who's
must
he?
have seen the churches.
No, I mean,
Yeah, there has been like these new churches of Karsus. These like obsidian churches have appeared in every town or city, all around Aura, and people believe it to be a sign of hope. Finally, it's creating so much more worship, and now there is these difficult times. The new Karsus is needed more than ever before. Have you switched to the new Karsus yet? She says, like enthusiastically.
I didn't know there was a new one. I spoke to the one that we've always spoken to.
Well, I mean, he's still the same Karsus, but you know how gods are like. This is like a new version of himself, still the same, but it's like a rebirth somehow. I mean, it is believed that Karsus is missing the balance. The balance needs to be restored, and once the balance is restored, it will culminate with the end of the undead plague and this golden star crisis. We all believe that the more we pray to this new Karsus, things are getting better already. All of you make a history check at advantage.
Check advantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright.
1.
Yeah. So actually, Bloodwick, the church, Obsidian Church, you kind of like think it's been very little. So you think you've seen an Obsidian Church recently. You cannot pinpoint where, but the rest of you remember seeing an Obsidian Church on the cathedral, on the chapel of Ravenloft, where it used to be the church of the Morning Lord. It changed to an Obsidian Church. You also saw one in Darkon that was where you where you entered the
from the tunnel,
the
right?
sewers, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where Saphira was killed by the statue there. And you remember that the iconography on that church was you saw it real, that the statue had the helm of Karsus on, even though it was obscured by magical darkness. And you all remember that, even you, Bloodwick, even though you're unsure where it was, the church. How do you react to this? Does any of you react to it?
Do I see Saphira's expression change or anything like that? Like the
Oh yes, yeah. She kind of like straight away picks it up as well, and you see her eyebrows rise, her brow rise. And
I must tell you, this Vanya, that this is all a ruse by a being that is trying to take control of your god, of your deity. We have seen it. Some have witnessed it. It's Ra. It is not true what this is.
I don't understand what. But I've spoken to him for the first time. I've never been closer to Karsus than now. I mean, like I said, it's the Karsus revolution. The time is now.
How have you spoken to him now, when you have never spoken to him before? Why would he change his ways?
Because the times we need him more than ever now. That's why I think he's getting closer to us. He can feel that Aura is in danger again, and that's why he's here to help us.
The last time Aura was in danger, and you all saved it.
Yes.
Did he speak to you then?
Not really, though. I mean, he did give me a boon, a weapon, I recall, of some sort. But She kind of like gets pensive with that. You can all make. Actually, is only Cabal saying it? Does anyone else say anything to help to persuade Vanya potentially? Lilith, do you react in any way as well?
Yeah, Lilith is kind of thinking. She'll say out, Cabal, do you think this new Cartus is the caller?
No, I think
No.
it's the other one which don't mention.
Ah,
The one with the black book and the hand and the eye.
yeah. Okay. So
Nameless one. Van Richten will add.
mm, earlier on this morning, we did fight off two beings trying to steal the power of Carthus for themselves. There is another who's trying to get all of it for himself. Potentially you are talking to that person, and that person is no god.
Vanya is like completely perplexed. Go on, Cabal.
Or if it is a god, it is not a good or a benevolent god. It is a god that is trying to control through as many realms as possible, including this one. We are unsure if it has any connection to the stars that we have seen in this world or the other ones before, but what we know is that these black obelisks, obsidian stones that you speak of, they have been erected in wherever we've been. We've seen it in many places, and they have not brought in nothing but misfortune.
She kind of fixates on you, Lilith, as she's looking at you. She just clicks. Is that the helm of Karsos?
Yeah, it is. I got it this morning.
What? I thought it looked
Hell.
familiar. I couldn't figure out why.
It was on sale. We had to have it.
This is the helm of Karsos? The Oathbreaker helm?
Yeah. I got it off her, and he'll point to, I can never pronounce her name, Sianthra?
Yeah, she kind of like does this, touches her temple with two fingers and nods. Yes, I was the all champion and protector of the helm. I know a lot about Karsus too. And I don't think I know a new Karsus. It's always been the same one for us. Your friend here, Vanya kind of like gulps when this is friend. Kind of like, you know, that Lilith that she hates. She considers you as her daughter, and she hates when people don't make the point of it, but she knows as well that you don't like when she says it to people that you don't know. So she kind of like gulps, making it obvious that you know that she knows, kind of thing. And says, this is something, Lilith. Damn, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And I couldn't have got this without the help of all my friends here.
Yeah, I see you are so buff. Fucking hell, man. How much do you... Is that a racial thing? Is that all of you turtle folk as buff as you are? Or is that only you? She says to you, Bloodwick.
We all are.
Oh, wow.
We all can fight.
Yeah, you look amazing. And you as well, Cabal. You are so battle ready. I mean, all of you to be ready, Lilith. I feel you have somehow, you know, feel your energy is much stronger. Like I see you learn a lot in this year and a half. And Seltan says, well,
I know you're not half as fast as what I will be, Sway, but you just keep working on it, and you will be okay.
He kind of smiled. That's not true, Sultan. He seems pretty fast. I can see it. And you, real he was?
Mhm.
Well, he's not such a good wizard as I am, but he seems okay. Don't you think so?
Yes, Vanya says. Yeah, he's pretty powerful as well. Not like you, Paltrix. And she kind of like nods and kind of like at the same time shakes her head, obviously, but he's like ignores that and just kind of like boasts himself a little. Yes, you are very powerful, all of you actually. Saphira, I see that. I wish we had a druid in our team, but Sultan can kind of like transform into some kind of dragon-like creature. It's pretty amazing.
Oh yes, I can show you all. I can only use it once. I better save it for later. We kind of like
says that.
This is all nice pleasantry, but from what you have told us, it seems as if the saviors must be united again to stop whatever this trickery is and figure out who is creating these temples or new religious place. Is it just a one being? Is it an order? Does this person have more followers? Whatever this, whoever is creating this, it must be stopped in this world. If you let it influence in this world, then I'm sorry to say, the name of your god Karthus will be tarnished.
All of you actually who are waiting, and you are, let's assume that you are saying things out of game that we are not hearing there, because this conversation is going over a few hours of dinner and wine, and it's all happening. All of you can make a persuasion check as a group check if you guys want, please. To see, because you see on Vanya that even though you have the helm of Karsos, she seems so conflicted, like all of them are. You see that in the same way, somehow you become supporters of Karsos, even if you're not followers of Karsos. The saviors have their own deities as well, and they are very religious, and they all seem unsure.
Is it my third or fourth natural one today?
I know, right? Fucking hell. What's going on with you? Let's say because you have your thingy, that it doesn't matter for you. A natural one is a 10, so it's still pretty okay with a 19, yeah. Okay, all right. So 1, 2, 3. Let me do a decisive roll here. Actually, why don't you roll for Claudio, Lilith? Because he's also a follower of Karsos. He will be like commenting on everything, getting on. You see that he
hasn't come out yet. Where is he? He hasn't even said anything.
Well, I've been invisible. I've been shy. But I'm telling you, I am one of the followers of Karsos as well. And there is only one Karsos. There is no such a thing as a new follower of Karsos.
And he kind of like, and with his help, that will be the fourth success. You needed more successes than failure. So you see that all of you collectively over these few hours, Vanya seems to be more and more, and all the saviors more confused and conflicted. And so we've been fooled. Who is this nameless one that you speak of? She looks up Van Richten, but then she noticed that Cabal seems to be the speaker of the team as well as Real, and she looks to both of you. Who is this nameless one that you mentioned? Real, you must know about history.
Is the god of secrets?
She kind of thinks to herself, Mo, I don't believe Vecna is a thing on this world at all, right?
It was not mentioned or wasn't stated anywhere, but it's up to you. If you want his influence to be in this world as well, that's fine by me.
Yeah, I will say that they wouldn't know who the nameless one is for now. fully, because this happened even though Sianthra is originally from Aura. She's lived all her life in the domains of dread since she's a kid. So she will help and say as well, well, the Nameless One is the one we killed, the one we ended. So it cannot be him.
Well, as we discovered, he was encapsulated in some kind of obelisk in this astral sea, right?
I mean, when we didn't do it ourselves, but we got help eventually once we actually managed to defeat him. We find out that his soul was taken to the celestial prison, they call it. It's called, she starts to think as the DM checks the notes, because it's a very unusual looking name, sounding name. 1 second, let me just, because is here. The Fractine prison on the Fractine prison in the Astral Sea. That's what she'll say, and that's where he was. I mean, he was protected. There is no way for him to escape.
You said you defeated him.
Well, our group, together with the help of the Helm and all these other factors, we slowly retrieved. He had empowers himself with all these different magical things. His hand and his eye and this book of darkness and many other things from different gods and items of power, and he managed to be reborn. We don't know how that occurred, but we know that the prison is protected by a deity itself, well, a demigod, so it's impossible for him to escape there. And you can all make a history check actually as well, as you were all there when this conversation happened, to see if you click on something. I think Mo already has, but see if all of you remember the conversation.
I think when we had that conversation, it was only me and Sway there. Oh no, I think everyone there.
I think it was everyone. Yeah, it was like with the. Let's check the roles. Okay, so Sway, you will remember as well, Lilith, and you, Darkalos. Same for you, Bloodwick. You remember you remember this conversation, but you aren't sure when it happened and how. It was a difficult time for you as well, I have to say. That was you were dealing with the curse of the nightmare, that you were turning into a horse at that point, kind of thing, I think.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a bit difficult for you to remember. But all of you remember the conversation you had with the abbot of San Markovia in Kresk. And he actually told you that something about this prison that was actually guarded by the son of Sibylna, that was Aius, who somehow was fixating on looking for the book of Vecna, of this black book. You aren't sure whether it's from Vecna or not, but you could assume it sounds familiar. And it all starts making sense. So if he was the guardian of the prison and he's not there and he was corrupted, did that mean that some shadow of Vecna or whoever other creatures were trapped in that prison managed to escape? Is this because Asalin Rex? Is it because his worship is growing more and more? Because in the last few months as well, you all will click with this history check. Even you, Bloodwick, you have been seeing the cult of Vecna since the moment you had that fight in which Strahd, you were having the celebration of the Karsus god that everyone in Balaki started to act unusual too, and there was this parade, Lilith, that they were calling you the high priestess queen kind of thing. And Strahd told you that day that it was too late, that Vecna was out, that the cult was growing, and the more followers he got, he will already be in your world, but you could still stop it on the shadows, on Barovia, pretty much, on the domains of dread. But in your world, it was too late already. So you all remember that too. Wow. So this nameless creature is a god who is free now and is an evil god, you say? But what is the correlation? So the star, do you think the star, the churches, the obelisk is all related then?
Potentially. Again, we do not know what the star truly means. But wherever the star is, it seems like the influence of this nameless one is also there. Perhaps it is tied in some way.
Oh, wow. Van Richten will kind of like, as well as he's there, he will say, well, it's definitely directed somewhere, somehow, but I just don't understand. There is something that doesn't really click.
What is
What
that?
is the connection between your master's clone, or whatever you call it, real, Darkalus Rex and Asalin Rex, and this other, you said there was a third one, Aldrich Salhonen, Erik Salhonen, something like that. So how did they release this creature? Was it him who did it? Is that how they escape the domains? What do you think?
I think Eldritch was killed by Vaseline and by the other.
So Seldris Rex is like Asalin Rex, right? He's the original one.
Yeah, but I think Eldritch is gone. Right?
I am the original one. You'll hear in your mind like before.
I know, but just trying to explain to these people.
They know nothing. All right. So if he's the original one and he escaped, Vania says now. She starts talking. Where is he now then? I mean, where is the souls go?
He should be in Darkon in the castle. I guess he goes to the altar where we have to do the ritual.
He cannot be in Darkon real. You know that. The same way I cannot be there.
Yeah,
If he gets to Darkon, he will be consumed and trapped on the domain. There is no way he's there.
Maybe they find another place. I don't know.
It seems like we are missing a piece of the puzzle. Perhaps you will keep us informed, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Because he took over one of our friends.
And which friend?
Thunder. He took over him.
Oh, I remember that creepy lich that you were traveling with the red robes and the decayed face.
I think
Don't talk about my friend like that, please, yeah?
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend. It's just
Well, you just did, didn't you?
striking. I mean, he is a lich, right? Was it?
Who's saying
Yeah.
this? Who's talking?
Van Richten is asking what is the connection between Asalin and Vecna and all these things, and Real was explaining that Seldris Rex took one of his friends, and Van Richten is trying to figure out who he was, and then he's been find out that it was Thunder, so he called him All Lich, and Sway is defending Thunder's name.
How do I have a question? How do we know that Azalin Rex split his soul into three and a dragon into three? How do we know that? Who told us?
Through Darkalus, yeah.
Through Darkalos. Okay.
Yeah.
And Darkros has to always tell us the truth. Just remember that.
And I'll just say to Real, I'll be like, why did he do the ritual? What was the reason behind it? Was he trying to summon something, or?
I think he would just wanted to live forever, and maybe something went wrong, or because it's not uncommon that wizard will create a clone in case of their death. Then their soul will go into the clone, and he will continue living.
Yes, we've seen a phylactery before.
The clones was an error.
But why?
That was never meant to happen.
But what was he trying to do, accomplish?
He was
Truly.
trying to escape.
This is Darkalus, real. As you speak on this instance, it sounds like a different voice. All of them looks at you like shocked because you guys have heard that before. But this is Darkalus talking through reels on to everyone, and he says,
We were trying to escape. I was trying to escape.
Escape what?
Escape the domains of threat. We were stuck as the ruler of Darkon after spending so long with Vanzarovich. We together tried to create a device.
Did this device
The apparatus.
summon something else?
Well, when we were in Barovia, with the help of Vanzarovich, we managed to create a much better version of it, but we missed a piece. So once we went back to the realm Darkon, then we recreated the same device. And as we tried to escape, the device exploded, cloning all of us, and our dragon, Elizabeth, as well.
Could you have potentially, this device, could it have potentially summoned something into this world?
I mean, we
Was
worship
there a
the
star?
Nameless One.
Was there a star before you created this device?
No, the star appeared years afterwards. When we make the deal,
Deal with who? Or with what?
with the Nameless One, obviously. He helped us to escape,
Hmm.
and stood up Vanzarovich. It was bigger satisfaction to see Vanzarovich so angry.
Do you believe us stopping the Nameless One now is a good thing?
Yes. He's out of control.
Is this what you want?
We never thought the world would end. He has tricked us.
And do you know anything about the star itself? Do you think it has any correlation with the Nameless One?
Oh yes, definitely. The star siphons souls. The power is returned more and more with each soul. When he has enough souls, he will return.
you see that for a second he loses himself into this kind of evil. Think of the scene on the Lord of the Rings when Galadriel kind of like gets possessed by it, and he starts speaking with excitement about it, and then he stops himself.
Sorry. Enough of me.
And Real, you are back on your
Can I
mind,
make an
even though you hear.
inside check on that conversation? Like, was he
Yeah,
telling the truth?
any of you who wants to, please go ahead. You can even make it yourself real as well if you want, because you are present within this. You're just like being tucked away the same way he was probably present in that.
I'll use my in-game inspiration. Just
Yeah, you have a D10 as well.
I might have to use that as well. 1 second. Yeah, so I'll use a D10 on that 15 to see if I can get any more.
Okay. Perfect. So go ahead.
Nope. Okay, it's just a 16.
Okay. So 17 will be for you, real, or
No, it will be 14.
14?
Yeah, I have disadvantage on everything until.
Yes,
I-
of course you are. Yeah, of course. Both of you think he's telling the truth. Yeah. He seems to have. You know as well, just to give you a bit of background, you know that somehow he betrayed his own master. So by helping you and telling you all this information, he's been betraying Seldric's Rex, and he was quite upset with when Ilrex Alhonan died. So you know that the both of them were trying to help you indirectly, even though their methods might not be the clearest of all. But even though they were quite sneaky, you know that they were trying to help you. So you think to believe that he is truthful now.
Well, there you have it, Vanya. And the other saviors here. This is what you have to deal with, and what we are
Halt.
dealing with.
This is preposterous. Oh yes, this is crazy.
Yeah, this is really crazy. Garrok will say as well, and Istorbal will agree as well. Even the boar and Sultans, all of them.
So what are we gonna do now then?
This festival tomorrow, is it something that was influenced by the believers of Carthus, or is it something that has been happening here for...
No, it's been happening since we saved the world. I don't think Carsus has got anything. I think it's all the gods really, or nature of the planet, or we don't really know. No one really knows why the celestial spectacle occurs, but it's so beautiful.
Well, there is one thing celestial that you must stop, which is that golden star in the sky. We do not know how that has influence in this world. I know that the undead are rising, but you must find whatever the catalyst is in this world and stop it before it grows even stronger. Perhaps tomorrow is the final day that you may enjoy your time here before you must go again and save this world. And we must do the same. And we are sorry, but we will need Lilith if she is willing to stay with us.
Suppose I should finish what I. Sorry.
No, she's just looking at you. Keep going. Vanya looks at you directly as Cabal says if you are staying.
Yeah. I suppose I should finish what I've started, and you guys need me, so yeah. I should probably come with you.
We will also need the obelisk stone, if you have it.
What? What do you mean you need the pyramidal top? You need it now? Why will you need it more than me? What will you do with it?
Well, we have the black one. We put it with the white one, and then there'll probably be a third one to make
To make
a
what
chromatic pyramid.
Garrok will say, "Oh, you got it there? Can I see it? How it looks like? Whoa, lad. Show it to us."
Bring it out.
You see everyone silence. Everyone is talking in the background, but in the moment you take the thing out and put it on the table, everyone just quiet and stare at it.
It's that Lord of the Ring moment with the rings on the table.
Yeah. Can I touch it? This says the wizard goes straight away towards it.
I mean, you probably shouldn't touch it. It's maybe dangerous for.
I mean, the one we found didn't do any harm, but yes, I see your point. Maybe I should not touch it. Of course, I shouldn't touch it. He says, kind of denying himself straight away, like it was always his idea. No one touches it, he says.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Vania's. And as all of you are staring at it, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Actually. All of you.
No.
I'll make one for Van Richten and for Siantra. Okay, they're both okay.
Oh, for a change.
Oh wow, okay, that was pretty good. Let me just do one. I'm not sure if I did. Yeah, okay, cool. You see Claudio kind of like goes to reach and touch the monolith, Lily. A slow motion. You could stop him if you want. You see like,
Wow, I never realized it. Can you see what is inside? Look at it. You see the patterns.
he says.
Grab his hand and then pull him in closer to me. Like, don't
Oh,
touch.
stop it. I want to touch it. It's gonna be okay, Lilith.
No, definitely don't touch it.
Oh,
Take it away, and then the wizard
sure.
pulls
I'll
like a
cover-
black cloth and he throws it over your hand as you are taking it away, pretty much.
I'll cover with it.
This
I'll put it in my
Gandalf-like moment.
bag.
oh wow. It looks very, very much the same. It's just the color is different, that's all.
What do we need it for, Real? Why do we need this other
I think we have to get them together.
one? And what will that
into-
do?
We'll create like a chromatic pyramid that I believe we need it.
For what? Answer the question, or let Darkulus answer the question.
You hear in your mind, more will be revealed at the right time.
I
We
say
don't want to spoil the surprise with the voice
says
of Dark
more will be revealed at the right time. I think he doesn't know 100%, but pretty sure we need it. I'm not pretty sure we need another one, but that's just a guess.
Yeah, no, you remember that. Well, you aren't sure. It could be a bad thing, but Darkalos will tell you in your mind that you need 3.
That's what I'm pretty sure we need a third one. We don't know where we'll find it, but
Baltrix,
maybe,
the
maybe in
green.
Darkon because the first one was in Barovia. There's one here. Maybe there's one in Darkon.
Baltrix,
The third one is in the house of the Blood Hunter.
He will say. Darkalos will say.
What? This block hunter?
Yes, the same one.
Oh no!
You
I'm
better
just
don't
looking.
tell him.
I'm looking at Kaval like having this conversation. My eyes are wide. I was like, oh,
Baltrix, perhaps it may help us stop whatever this is happening. We are already ahead. If you are willing to part with it, then it would be helpful for us.
He looks at Vania. Vania looks at you, Lilith. It's kind of like becomes like a whole montage as Claudio looks at you as well, and to them, like a Sianta kind of join, and all this, everyone is staring at each other for
I
a
feel like
second.
War Turtle's just like
Yeah, and War Turtle is just eating like kind of non-stop. You see, like his stomach is rising. His shell is getting like a concave, not concave, the other way around, like a protruding out. Like a stomach kind of inside it.
Getting a bit tight.
Yeah. And then make all of you can make a group persuasion check as well, please. Lilith, you have advantage from Vania. You see that Vania kind of agrees to you, and he looks at the wizard to Baltrix, the green.
I'll use my inspiration to have a straight roll.
Yeah, if you guys have inspiration, this will be a very, very good thing to do because this is important.
Can I add the D10 to this?
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, Mr. Silver Spear, persuasion for you as well.
Persuasion coming in.
Minus 10 total with the inspiration.
Okay. That's not
All
bad.
right, that's
23.
yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, these all rolls are coming up. This one will be Claudio as well, Lilith. Very nice. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 with Lilith and Cabal. Yeah, 4.
Oh, damn it. Well, you are kind of part of the family. How can I say no to you? Look at Vanya's face. I cannot say that no to that face. You know that already. Damn it. All right. So I'll tell you what. We all staying here, so maybe I will. It's safer with me. Do you have a bag of holdings?
He looks at you, real, towards your as you are. He kind of leans to see what you have on you, kind of thing.
I do, and I pat it. I pat the bag of holding in my hip.
All right. I tell you what. When you come to my little shop, once you take the things that you need and the items you wanna purchase or whatever, I'm not gonna sell to you, as I told you already. Oh, so then I can give it to you. How is that sound?
Okay.
Yeah.
But you said your shop is inside a demiplane, or
He kind of looks at you.
Of course, it's a demi-plane. Yes, a demi-plane. Yes. Portable hall.
right. I don't think I can go in there with my bag of holding. You know it's very bad.
Yes, yes, well, that's a good point. Good point. Of course, I knew that already. I'm always
You were
known that.
testing me. Obviously, you
Yes.
were testing me.
Yeah, good wizard. You are much, much more acute to the things as I thought you were.
So I'll just wait outside. I can give you a list of what I need, and you can tell me if you have them or.
Yes, that actually sounds much better. Why don't we do that? You write the list, and I'll have another wine.
And he kind of pours another oversized glass of wine. So do that out of game, Martin. You can send me or whenever.
I mean, I just need the
Mhm.
shape change thing.
Okay.
Thing.
So let's say whatever you need, as long as the cost is not very high. Anything. Well, you can create things as well with your some valuables as well. You can create magical components if you remember as well. But
Yeah, it's but it's 1,500 gold pieces. So
mhm.
the jade circlets.
It doesn't
Yeah,
get consumed, right? This is it's like the pearl, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that he will not take any of your money and he will have it. Is anything else anyone would like in terms of magical things, like within reason or like a legendary item? But anything anyone can think of, that will be a good moment to tell Paltrix the Green, because he's making a list. Real, you see, Real is making a list.
I don't know what would be good for a blood hunter. Not sure. I'll have to think about it, but I'll let you know. Maybe I can exchange one of my magical items with some money.
Yeah, I would like to find something interesting for Amara.
Oh, okay. All right. The same, just like think of it out of character, and you can guys put it on the chat if you want. Real, yours is already here, so you can add that to your. Even though you will get it at some point tomorrow, but you can add it already. And the same for the rest of you. Anyone who thinks of up to common, uncommon, and rare, you can get something like that.
If I substitute a rare and then give some gold or whatever, can I get a very rare?
Just send me
I'll
what it
send you.
is.
I'll
and
send you what
we'll-
it is. Yeah, and then after that we can
and then
discuss it.
we'll check it out.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. We can negotiate. Yeah, he has plenty of things on inside of that.
Sounds good.
It's like his own little shop, pretty much. Fully stocked.
Yeah.
All right. As the conversation goes, the night gets to the nighttime. The sky, twilight, gets purples, reds, pinks. The sky slowly changes, and even the forest itself is more beautiful at night. You see all these glowing trees and glowing phosphorescent flowers and plants, so the whole look of the forest changed to almost like a fairy tale, beautiful, like imagine something from Avatar, something like that. That's what it looked like. Even there is a lot of night flowers and things that you see blooming out of the sudden when they were not there, but you still feel the golden star just now more than ever close to your window, almost like he has followed you, even though you know he was here already. Is there any other conversations you would like to have before you guys go to rest for tonight, actually?
Talk about your house. You have a nice house.
It is not
Somewhere-
it is not a house. It's more of a keep in the mountain.
in
it's-
Ferron, right?
Yes, it is. It is close to the quite close to Dragon Spear and Dagonfort.
Ooh.
If you climb the mountains there, you may be able to reach. It's called the Sanctuary.
Maybe we should go there. Remember, there was some dragon.
Yes, I do remember. Apparently,
Yeah.
there is a mind flayer dragon that. Who mentioned that again? I can't remember.
Darkalos.
That we need to
He
deal
was,
with.
he said it was an elder brain dragon.
I mean, I did say before, if my brothers and sisters, other blood hunters are there, they have probably dealt with the dragon already, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Maybe we should make sure, I'm just thinking of you, and your family, and
I'm sure everyone is dead already.
oh no. Don't say that when I'm talking to him. Now I feel sorry for, like when just like
Well, death is not the end, only a new beginning.
Once we've dealt with this all, I'm sure we can all return, and I can show you the place. There's nothing really too much to see. It's very isolated, but if you're interested, sure.
yeah. I think that there might be something valuable there. I mean, I'm sure you have books and lots of knowledge.
It's mostly books about hunting creatures and beings that do not belong, returning them to their plane of existence or destroying them once and for all. That is what I was brought up and taught what to do, and that is why we have this blood pact or blood magic, you could potentially say, to use against
Black
them.
magic? Is that... I haven't really heard of that many... is that called hemocratic magic or something like that?
Yes,
Carol
yes,
could say.
that is true. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with it or have seen anything of such kind, but that is what I've learned myself and been
You
brought
already
up.
have that. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's... maybe you can teach me a few tricks. Not that I will be able to use your magic, but it seems cool.
I mean, it is quite painful. Whenever I do need to use this hemocraft, I must injure myself, shed some blood, and the whole process of becoming a blood hunter is a very excruciating and painful procedure. I wouldn't recommend it for the faint-hearted. And it seems like your deity, or whatever that you believe in, is not wanting of such kind of things.
Oh, you know about Sakum?
I do not know anything about Sakun, but I'm willing to learn about this world. Perhaps I may come and visit once this is all over with Lilith, and maybe hunt a few things that do not belong here and send them back to where they come from too.
Yes, maybe you can come with me as well, Cabal. You know, something really bad happened to me and I aged quite a lot, and then I took some. We sorted out the problem kind of and had to do a bit of planar traveling, but in the end, I returned to the age I was before. So maybe we can get you and your friend here, and he looks up at Richten. Maybe we can both get you a potion to make you younger if you want.
I'm fine with my age, and there's nothing wrong with me.
Oh,
I'm
alright,
still a
I'm sorry, I
capable
didn't
hunter.
mean to be rude or anything.
No.
Maybe you should take the potion so you bitch less little bit.
Is that what you say, sir?
Yeah.
I'll just tend to sway. I'll be like, I must warn you, he has been dropped on his head a few times, so he may say things may say things out of the blue. Please ignore him.
Yeah, don't listen to Kabbalah. What he's saying does make sense.
I mean, he's not really that cantankerous, yes. That's a big word for me.
I'll give Sway some dirty looks, like.
Alright, I'm getting tired. You guys, chill out. I'm gonna go to sleep. Come on, Clinton, let's go.
You see, the Rakan stands. He's quite tall as well. The whole table resonates as he stands, and then once the board starts following him, the house itself, the planks start to creak with the weight. But it seems like the corridors and everything are the size of this huge creature, and the house is being specially fitted for the creature to be able to go to every place on the house. The doors are feet much larger and everything else. Is there anything else you would like to do before we finish tonight's session? Actually, as you are left, almost everyone goes to bed, and you are left all together in the table, just with Siantra, Van Richten, Claudio, and you lot. Vania stays with you as well, Lilith. Kind of like in this, she's getting closer, you know, like when you haven't seen your mom in a long time, you know, that you see that she's like closer and closer and just quiet, but she's next to you, you know, just enjoying your conversation.
Okay, Liv's just gonna pull out a herbalism kit and kind of start pulling out the ingredients she picked up from earlier on in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you start getting all these small vials and lighting up the fire and kind of like getting the crush the things as you are doing it, as you are talking. Anyone else would like to do anything else too?
No. Not that I can think of.
You just hear really mumble to himself. I have to tell him. He needs to know about his house. I mean, we have to go there. So, you know, how am I just going to go there? I have to tell him, all right? And then
Time is not linear. We don't know when and how yet, I guess.
Yeah, but, you know, if we're going to his house, we have to tell him why. We have to give him a reason. And if we tell him there is an obelisk there, he will go.
Well, when we get there, I have a feeling he's gonna realize pretty quickly.
What?
I'm not really sure, real.
Okay. Okay, in the morning we tell him.
Maybe after the star spectacle better. We don't wanna ruin it for him, do we?
I mean, I don't think Cabal is like spectacle kind, but sure.
Up to you, boy, kin.
Yeah. Okay. Good night.
That's funny when you don't sleep, but sure, neither am I. So good night.
And there is silence, a temporal silence in your mind. You feel like he's tucked away himself, as he can do. The same you can do with him when you want sometimes to, and just keep him further away. And Bloodwick, is there anything you would like to finish with as well?
Yeah, I did a fuck.
Yeah.
And I go sleep.
All right, amazing. Yeah, you
Damn
got,
it, you're supposed to be good.
That's okay, though. That's not bad. I guess with all the food you've consumed, it will be hard not to. Okay, and you all go to your respective shared room, communal. It's got like separate. Lilith's bed, the same with Sianthra. It's got some kind of curtains that she can close, and it's a bit more private within as well. And as you guys are there resting, we'll do something that we don't normally use. The camera will move somewhere else. Still in aura, past the forest, miles and miles away, to a tiny hut in a blackened forest. Well, a blackened mountain top. In there, you see a purple goblin-like creature, a Yordle from this world. He's got elongated ears, and he's tiny. He's dressed up like a jester, like a clown-like creature, similar to the one that you met, the little metallic robot thing. I can't remember his name now, but yeah, to that one, the one that you killed and confronted. He's got a huge magical staff on his hand, and you can see that he's missing his left eye. Next to him, there is a zombie-like panda, like an undead panda, that is missing his left hand. And he seems to be making a speech.
Then will rise, everything will end, and when everything ends, we will retrieve the helm in the name of Vecna. Now, rise, my armies, listen to his calling.
And from behind him, from this house, there is an open hall that you realize seems to be some kind of purple-like portal. From there, you see 1, 2, 3, 5, up to 10 blackened dragons, undead, with purple flames surrounding them, and thousands and thousands and thousands of an undead horde start all rising from this hall. Most of these undead seem to be Rakan somehow, and you see that he says,
Okay, let's go and get the helm and kill all of them. My revenge. The master will be so proud of me. Yes, master.
And then all this horde and dragons and stuff just taken to the air, traveling with a purpose. And as you guys see that scene happening, we will end tonight's session, as that was Grindelwald and his undead panda, who has now become a follower of Vecna, and he is coming for you guys and to avenge what the saviors did to him.
Oh my god.
So get ready, but your characters are not aware of this, neither is any of you. So yeah, definitely not leaving in the morning, Lilith. I'm sorry, Neil. You are staying for the festival, and I'm sure nothing is gonna happen.
It always
Yeah.
happens when there is a festival or some sort of celebration.
I know. I was thinking that I am so predictable, but then it's good because some festivals nothing happens. So even though it's predictable, you never really know. You
When
know? It's
we
been a-
Strahd attacked us when we had that festival in the thing. When we
Yeah.
were having the festival in Darkon, the other family tried to burn us or kill us or something like that. So something like that dangerous went down. Now we're gonna have a festival and then we're gonna have an undead horde after us.
well, undead dragon horde as well as a horde. So yeah, there was 10 undead dragons there.
Easy,
yeah.
10 dragons.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. So this for you guys watching at home. This is the kind of shit we do every week. So yep. Well, I'm lucky to still have players because I am horrible. But yeah.
No, you're not.
No. Thanks you all for being here. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for playing with me as well. Always a pleasure hanging out with all of you. Thanks to James Webster for his great art and to Darren Curtis for his epic music. Please, as Cabal, no, forget Cabal. As Mo mentioned earlier, please give us a follow if you haven't done already. And have a great week. I'll see you again. We'll see you again soon. Until then, stay magical and take it easy. Good night. Bye bye, y'all. Say goodbye, guys. Bye.
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 Thanks for watching.